The 0-1. A swing and a miss. Make it 0-2 here on Casey Sincere as we get underway. Of course, as always, for this championship, maybe more than ever, let us know where you're watching from tonight as we join you from Mulcahy Field for this championship game. That one in the dirt, now 1-2 the count, as the Miners leading off with Casey Sincere again tonight. As I mentioned a minute ago, we will take you through the starting lineups in just a moment, as Blaine Traxel on the mound. An offset stretch, that one's hit right back to him off his glove. Slyly with it, he is on to first, and casually, one up, one down, as the Pilots play at home for this championship game tonight. The Miners in their camo uniforms, the uniforms we've seen most this season. They wear their yellow caps today, but how about this, Howie? White pants on the road. It's superstition for the championship. Pano got those green stirrups on. He is hitter number 2 in this title game tonight. Gets a curveball to start, and he looks at it. 1-0.
White versus white. What a roller coaster of emotions the last 24 hours for both of these teams. Can't believe we're finally playing baseball, championship baseball.
Swing and a miss. It's going to make it 1-1 here on Pano.
Blaine Traxel, a 5'9", 180-pound right-hander, one of the latest additions to the Glacier Pilots roster. The Miners have seen him one time.
That one's cracked foul. That'll make it 1-2.
Cal State Northridge for Blaine Traxel, where he was Dave Serrano's Friday night pitcher. And committed to the University of West Virginia. In that start against the Miners, he gave up 1 run.
That one swung on and popped in the air right side of the infield. It's going to be the second baseman, Alex Seguin, camping under it. He makes the catch for out number 2 and a quick start. Here in Anchorage and Howie, a dry start so far. We've had rain all day, but the sun starting to peek out of the clouds a bit. Let's see if it'll stick around for us here.
Yeah, the radar looks pretty good in a bit of a hole. Rain off to the south, but these two teams just trying to get in 5 innings, hopefully more, and decide a champion.
As Avila back up to number 3 tonight. We saw him a slot down yesterday. He takes a ball to start. The DH again tonight, and Howie, this is a championship game, so you know what that means. All hands on deck. The Miners not going to be afraid to turn to anybody. We were told even guys like Michael Yates may be available for this one. That one's going to miss away now. 2-0 the count on Avila.
Same thing goes for the Anchorage Glacier Pilots. They have everybody available out of the bullpen besides Nico Zeglin, their ace, who went 7 innings, only allowed 1 run, and gave them a chance to win the game against the Oilers yesterday, which they did.
2-0. Swung on and cracked foul off the hands at the Miners dugout.
Blaine Traxel, a 3-pitch pitcher, just like Chandler David. Fastball, slider, changeup. Was going over the numbers with Coach Kyle Watson earlier today. He does a great job of mixing in all 3 of those pitches. Only a 37% first pitch fastball percentage in that game against the Miners.
That one swung on and hit well into left center field. It's looping towards the gap. That one is going to get down, and it is going to hop up against the wall. Blake Avila, a double. He is fired up. The Miners are fired up here in the first. 2-out offense has been the name of the game all season long, and Blake Avila gets it started with some here tonight. What an exciting feeling all day. We didn't know if we would have baseball tonight with all the weather. Delayed start, 7:30 instead of 7 o'clock for this one. But we do have baseball now.
Blaine Traxel, a starter that the Miners hit hard in the game that he pitched. He only allowed 1 run, but they had 7 hits and a lot of loud outs in that game. Felt like they could have broke it open on him. Avila with a hard hit ball here in the first.
As now Alex Vergara, the player of the year in the Alaska Baseball League, swinging a miss there.
First pitch change up to Alex Vergara.
As you know, Howie, there's a lot of talented pitchers on this Pilots team. 0-1. Another curveball. It's a good one. It's called strike number 2. How do you feel about the starter tonight, Blaine Traxel?
Blaine Traxel, one of the later additions, and he doesn't throw awfully hard. His fastball probably not going to get up over 85 miles an hour. However, he'll hit you with a few different arm slots, and we'll see what he has on the hill.
The 0-2 now to Vergara. Swung on and just off the end of the bat, he pops it up left side. It's going to drift into foul territory. The third baseman, Fontenelle, has it. And that is out number 3. Blake Avila gets it started for the Miners on offense with a double. But that is all here in the first as we head to the bottom half. This is Championship Baseball on YouTube, presented by Napa Auto Parts.
In the top half of the first, no runs scored on a hit and no errors were scored after the happening.
Bottom of the first. The Pilots coming to bat for the first time tonight. The Miners with a hit, but nothing more as they will get set on defense for the first time in this game. Chandler David, the starter. He has been phenomenal all year long. He gets the ball here to start this title game from the windup. The first pitch. Ben Newton stands in, and that's going to miss away there. A fastball from David. It's 1-0 on Ben Newton, the left fielder. Wind. And that one's fouled off. It'll be 1-1 here.
Same arsenal as Blaine Traxel for Chandler David. Fastball, slider, changeup. His fastball plays a little bit harder. Probably 86, 87 miles an hour. As he gets his 7th start of the year and the biggest start of the year for the Miners.
That one's in the dirt. It'll be 2-1.
David has pitched against the Glacier Pilots 3 times this year. Ben Newton 3 for 5 off of him.
Another foul ball. That'll even it up here. 2-2. Defensively tonight for the Miners, it is Steven Lancia behind the plate. Casey Sinceri at third. Pano at short. Jacob Steele back at second base. Nick Sorelli over at first. And left to right, Alex Hellman, Carter Young, and Alex Vergara in the outfield. Now Chandler David, the pitcher. The 2-2. That's swung on and cracked out to left. It's going to stick up for Alex Hellman, though, as he makes a nice play. For out number 1. That ball was hit well, but Howie gave Casey, the Pilots announcer, my prediction before the game on the score. I said 2-1. I think there's going to be a lot of that tonight. A lot of hustle on defense, a lot of great pitching, and I think a low-scoring baseball game.
It's playoff baseball at its finest. Saw it yesterday, a 2-1 game, final in 10 innings versus the Anchorage Bucks. Josh Pano, the hero in that game, and RBI walk-off.
As that one's in the dirt, to start the number 2 hitter on this Pilots lineup, Ali Camarillo, the shortstop. First team shortstop. Camarillo.
290 hitter that scored 27 times, knocked in 25.
That one's in the dirt again from Chandler David. Such a calm, cool, collected pitcher is David. Got to ride with him on the bus again today. I forgot he was even starting. Just the way he carries himself, he's never taken the moment too seriously. And in a championship game, that's what you want. Now the 2-0. That one's going to miss a bit low and away as well. Make it 3-0 here.
On his way to Sam Houston State this fall. Camarillo in yesterday's win over the Oilers was 2 for 4 with 2 of the 4 Pilots runs scored.
That's a called strike on the inside corner. Fastball. Keep him in there to make it 3-1.
Top of the lineup, dangerous. For the Glacier Pilots, Ben Newton hitting 311, Camarillo 290, Kendall 271, Fontenelle 280.
3-1 is called strike 2. Ali Camarillo headed down to first. He'll have to stay there. At the plate and face a full count from Chandler David. He's already set to go. We know about the pace. We know he works quickly, and we might see an extra uptick in that tonight with the nerves. 3-2. Swung on and off the hands. It out to Pano on one hop. Clean throw across the diamond. And that is out number 2 here in the first. 2 up, 2 down for the Pilots. Very similar start to today's game as yesterday's semifinal, a game that finished 2-1 Miners, a walk-off base hit by the shortstop you saw there, Josh Pano. Dinked it off the wall to drive in Steven Lancia and win that game, Howie. But here at Mulcahy Field, it was also a dramatic finish as Caden Kindle now is going to stand in for his first at-bat of the night.
Caden Kindle with 6 home runs on the season, including one yesterday.
He's going to swing at that one and softly loop it out to right field. Alex Regar towards the line. He's going to make the play, and that is out number 3. A clean first inning here for Chandler David as the Miners will try to strike first in this one when we return Miners Baseball on YouTube. Alex Hellman will stand in to lead off the top of the second inning. This is Matsu Miners Baseball presented to you by Napa Auto Parts. This is Championship Baseball, the top of the World Series. We are at the top of the world for one more game tonight. Winner take all. Howie, one of the first things that head coach Tyler LeBrun told us when we got up here to Alaska is the first pitch to Hellman fouled out of play. It's going to be 0-1. You know what he said, Howie? Goal number 1. Win a ring. And tonight, his team has the chance to do so, but this is a different kind of situation. Just one game, anything can happen. Traxel offset stretch. That one slapped out to left field on a line. It's looping, and it's going to stick up there. For Ben Newton, another well-hit ball to left, another play, and 1 out here in the second.
Hellman had a lot of success off of Blaine Traxel the first time the two met. He was 2 for 2. Had his 9-game hitting streak snapped yesterday, but he's hit successfully in all of the Miners games except 2. One of the greatest late additions of the entire league. As now the 2-year veteran Nick Sorelli will stand in.
Sorelli, the veteran leader on this team, Howie, he has done such a nice job in this role throughout the summer. Takes a curveball for a strike here. We know he really picks up the locker room when they need it.
Yeah, true leader on this team. It's great to have a couple guys come back.
0-1 in the dirt.
And a guy like Nick Sorelli just fits that role so well of locker room leader. Guy that anybody can go to, and he's been a great hitter for the Miners as well. He's walked a league-leading 29 times, including an RBI base on balls in yesterday's game.
That's a big swing and a miss there. I'll make it 1-2 here on the first baseman. And you know how this is a guy that has kind of had a roller coaster ride of a season. We saw all kinds of walks and an uptick in strikeouts as it went on, and then it got hot again as the season wrapped up. That one misses up and out now, 2-2.
Up and down for Nick Sorelli. It looked like he was going to walk 1,000 times through the first week of the season, but he cooled down significantly, picking it up though down the stretch, and he is 1 for 2 off Traxel.
And a good eye there as he looks at a fastball away now. 3-2 the count. It runs full here on Sorelli.
It's going to be so interesting to watch how these games are managed by both coaches, Dave Serrano, Tyler LeBrun. The Miners have another starter, Andrew Tillery, waiting in the wings. The Pilots have a full bullpen.
That one swung on and hit on the ground out to second. A sliding stop, that time by Seguin, but he fumbles around with it, and Nick Sorelli is going to have an infield hit here with 1 out in the second. Nice piece of hitting there. Hit him where they ain't, Howie. That's what they say, and Nick Sorelli will represent the second base runner for the Miners. Now Jacob Steele with 2 massive bunts in that game yesterday. One that really set up the Miners for the victory. Comes to bat now for the first time. We didn't really know what second base was going to look like before the playoffs started. 3 guys vying for that role, and a friendly competition. As pickoff over to Nick Sorelli. He is sliding in safely, but Jacob Steele emerges, gets a start in the semifinal, does a nice job, gets another start tonight. The third baseman, Fontenelle, about even with the bag. The infield, a double play depth as Steele squares around a bunt, and he gets it down again here. The catcher, McCaffrey, has 1 play. That's to first. And an excellent job by Jacob Steele again. A sacrifice bunt will move up Nick Sorelli. That's the second out of the inning. And now Steven Lancia for the first time tonight.
How about that? 3 sacrifice bunts in the playoffs by Jacob Steele. 2 of them have almost resulted in hits. He created an error yesterday by his bunt in the 9th inning that ultimately ended up costing the Anchorage Bucks the game. So, doing the little things right is Jacob Steele trying to give the Miners a chance to get on the board first here in the second.
And now Lancia going to have to be the guy to do it. He has a runner on second base with 2 outs and a different role himself tonight at number 8. Facing Blaine Traxel for the first time. Traxel looks back the runner, now delivers from the sidearm. That one's fouled out of play.
To the point about the bullpen management, Trey, I walked down to the Pilots bullpen before the game. They had double barrel action in there before the game started. Not just the starter Blaine Traxel, but Van Larson. Left-hander was warming up down there as Dave Serrano is not going to be afraid to pull out all the stops. Of course, no batter rule in this league, so you could go 1-on-1 potentially late in the game.
0-1. Swing and a miss. 0-2 here on Lancia. It's going to be all hands on deck. That is what is so fun about not just the championship game, but playoff baseball in general. But when it is a 1-game, do-or-die playoff, you really see it to the fullest extent. Now, 0-2 the count on Steven Lancia. Nick Sorelli at second base. He gets a look. The delivery. Curveball low. Blocked up by McCaffrey, and it'll be 1-2 on Lancia.
Lancia was 1 for 3 with the winning run scored in the semifinal game.
From the stretch. 1-2 away. A nice frame job there by McCaffrey. Doesn't get a call, though. Is kind of leaving it up at 2-2 here on Lancia with 2 outs and a runner on second. Carter Young on deck, the 9-hole hitter. And back to the top for the Miners. Still no runs on the board, but 2 hits for the visitors. Looking for a big third one here out of Lancia. Traxel gets his signs. And now sets. Swing and a miss. That'll end the top of the second inning as the Miners trying to run around second base. 0-0 our score. We head to the second. This is Miners Baseball presented by Napa Auto Parts. We begin the bottom of the second inning, 0-0. Your score, the 2022 ABL Championship game. The top of the World Series is brought to you by RC Detail. It is all about the details. Alaska Airlines, our fine friends at the Palmer Golf Course, and of course, as always, our official broadcast provider is Napa Auto Parts. And Howie, as we get set for the bottom of the second inning, let's take a look at the rest of the starting nine for the home Pilots.
Cole Fontenelle, the cleanup hitter. He's been cleaning up all year long for the Pilots. Thomas McCaffrey, the catcher, batting fifth. Ty Johnson in the sixth hole. He's in right field. Terrence Sajita gets a surprise start. He's a designated hitter. Alex Seguin, the second baseman. Brian Webb over at first.
Both teams still settling into this game tonight. As that one misses away from Chandler David. The jitters of a title game. Spoke to Josh Pano earlier today as that 1-0 is swung on and drilled high and deep in the air to right field. That ball is way out of here. A home run for Cole Fontenelle as the Glacier Pilots are going to draw first blood in this championship game.
Fontenelle got a hanger, and he didn't miss it. Deposited it over a couple of fences. He's going to get to put on the moose head, and the Pilots are going to get to take a 1-0 lead. By the way, we want to thank everybody for jumping in the comments, watching us. We got people staying up late on the East Coast where it's almost midnight, Trey.
Yeah.
So much fun broadcasting all year long.
It has been a dream. It truly has been to get to do this, and we apologize, didn't get our comments here into us. We couldn't see them at least until right about now, so we appreciate everybody joining us and all of the nice comments. What is going on, everybody? Curveball there is strike one on Thomas McCaffrey. Unfortunate to see the home run there, but the Miners still a lot of time in this game as that's smacked out to third. Casey Sinceri on two hops, backs up a bit, but gets a nice throw off as it will be in time for out number one. It has truly been the most amazing summer I know I could have ever asked for. I can't speak for you, Howie, but I imagine you think much of the same. And, you know, no matter how this ends today, of course, we would love to watch this team dogpile. And, you know, it's special either way, Howie. This team has grown so much throughout the summer, and it's kind of something else we heard from Josh Pano today as he told us about his jitters this morning, the 1-0. That's a nice pitch. It's strike one. He said, it's amazing how quickly you can grow with a group of guys like this, and it's amazing how, you know, you're all kind of playing together. By this point, sometimes in summer ball, you don't see that. This team, they came together very fast, and they've been clicking all cylinders really since the jump. As the 1-2, that curveball misses by maybe a horsehair, as it'll be 2-2.
Have to give a huge shout out to Cheryl Combs for hosting us all summer, her and Mike, and all the host families, of course. Appreciated every minute of it.
As just swinging a miss there, a strikeout for Chandler David, the second out of the inning, and the Miners try to bounce back here in the second after the long home run by Fontenelle. It's going to be Ty Johnson, Terrence Sajita. Now standing in for the first at bat. We'll go righty on lefty here with 2 outs and nobody on from the windup. Cracks it back to Chandler. With it, a clean throw on to first. And an easy 3 outs follow a long home run off the bat of Cole Fontenelle. 1-0 Pilots. We head to the third inning. This is Miners Baseball presented by Napa Auto Parts. We begin the third inning now. The Miners trailing this one 1-0 as the Glacier Pilots lead it here. Cole Fontenelle got the scoring started in this game with a home run there in the bottom of the second, but Carter Young will look to respond with some offense of his own. The lefty stands in, gets a strike to start it, but now a ball misses away. 1-1 the count. Howie during the break. You said it. Blaine Traxel, a hittable pitcher for the Miners this year, as that one's tipped into the mitt. Now 1-2, and tonight so far, they've been hitting the ball well. They've been hitting it hard, but haven't been able to find much open territory.
Now 9 hits off of Traxel, who's only thrown 6 1/3 against him, but only 1 run.
As the 1-2 is on the outside corner, and that is strike number 3. A pretty pitch there by Blaine Traxel. It is out number 1 here in the third. And now Casey Sinceri, and you know how it is all hands on deck. You have to begin to wonder, do we see the Miners try to switch it up on the mound? How long do we see Chandler David in this game? And on the other side of that, how long do the Miners have to try to break through on Blaine Traxel? As the first pitch to Sinceri is in the dirt.
I think for Chandler David, he'll be just fine. He made one mistake, and Fontenelle made him pay. He's an excellent hitter. And he crushed the baseball, but he's been fine. But outside of that,
1-0, swung on, hit up the middle. A long run and a diving effort by Camarillo under his glove into center field, and a base hit for Casey Sinceri. The Miners have their 4th hit of this young game, and another base runner with 1 out, this time in the third. We'll bring up Josh Pano, the painkiller.
Honestly, at this point in the game, I would expect Blaine Traxel to get the yank before Chandler David. I don't think that Dave Serrano wants to throw Traxel 6-7 innings. I think he's thinking more something like 3-4. But look, he's a talented pitcher, produced a 3.00 ERA this past season.
First pitch to Pano, swung on, fouled off his ankle. 0-1 as the corners come in here and the infield moves into double play depth. I'm with you, Howie. I think that's probably the idea. And I ask that, because in championship games, sometimes we see one time through the order is the allotment for the starting pitcher or really any pitcher in the game. But I think you're right. If David can continue to put up good numbers, we'll see him for a long time tonight. And another big curveball, another big swing, and a miss there from Pano. 0-2 now.
Blaine Traxel has dominated at Cal State Northridge for 4 straight seasons. From 2019 to 2022, he's produced an ERA in between 3 and 4 every year.
Consistency. 0-2 in the dirt. It'll be 1-2 now on Josh Pano.
And you're seeing in this Pano at bat why he is good. He changes up arm slots, sidearm, submarine. His slider has a lot of break on it and has a tendency to catch a corner like it did on Carter Young to start the inning.
The 1-2 just gets a piece of it to stay alive. We'll do it again, and I think Steve Lindsay getting in here, making a great point as he's done so all season. One swing away. If you can keep this game close, you're always going to have a chance, and we know how capable this Miners offense is in 2-out situations with their backs against the walls. Pick off to first. Sinceri's back. This game truly feels like a playoff game. It's a little bit chillier. It feels like it's the fall and no wind in the sky. Clouds overhead. Had a little bit of sun to start it. Going right back. 1-2. Swing and a miss. Pano is fooled in a back pick. What a beauty of a throw, but it's the tag that's not in time there. Sinceri, a nice slide in. He's safe, and still 2 outs here. Pilots defense about halfway off the field.
That was really close at the first base bag. And now right guy up for the Miners, Blake Avila. Spent this afternoon crunching the numbers with third base coach Kyle Watson. We enjoyed the nice comments from his mother, Kay Watson. We've enjoyed spending time with your son all summer long. But Blake Avila off Blaine Traxel, counting that double in the first tray, 3 for 3.
That's consistency. If you want to talk about it, and we'll have to wait to see the first pitch to him, as another pickoff attempt over there. Avila has been dominant this year, the designated hitter of the year in the Alaska Baseball League. Had to battle all kinds of different headlines this year. Battled some elbow soreness and, of course, the cellulitis that kept him out for a stretch there in July. And, say what you want, Howie, but this curveball is absolutely moving. out of the hand of Traxel. It works again there. Now 0-1 on Avila.
First pitch breaker this time from Traxel, which is what he likes to do against lefties. Either throw a breaking pitch or an off-speed pitch. Doesn't like to throw a lot of fastballs to him. Big power bat of Avila.
The 0-1 now. Another pickoff, and Sinceri back again.
Sinceri with 5 stolen bases on the year, but Traxel pretty quick to the plate. Has a slide step and gets it to the plate rather quickly, so tough to run on.
Yeah, Kyle Watson, the third base coach, broke down his whole mindset on base stealing as the 0-1. Misses inside. That's a fastball. That'll make it 1-1 on Avila. An extremely analytical guy, Kyle Watson.
Yeah, he's a numbers guy.
Yeah, much like yourself. That's how the game's trending. The 1-1. That one misses away now 2-1.
Baseball's been a game of numbers since the beginning. Counting at bats and hits, but it's gotten to a whole new level this last decade. All kinds of crazy stuff you can look at now. Pretty neat.
You know, and it kind of makes you wonder where it's headed. I mean, it can't get any more futuristic than this, right? 2-1. On the corner, it's strike 2. Got all the TrackMans and StatCast and all that rocking and rolling. But it's helpful to these hitters, and that's what's been so great about being around summer ball again. You can appreciate how much of a learning experience it is for a lot of these guys. And now the 2-2. Tavula. Sinceri. Goes about halfway to second, but that one's fouled out of play, and we'll do the 2-2 again.
Avila was fired up after his double in the first inning. A shot over the head of center fielder Caden Kendall out towards the left center field gap. Trying to battle here with Blaine Traxel as the Miners try to cut into this 1-0 lead.
I love the energy from Avila there, and we're going to need it as another pickoff attempt today. You know, yesterday, Howie, the Miners were playing at home. It was a 2 p.m. game. It was the semifinal. They were trying to clinch a berth to the title. It was easy to find the energy in front of your home fans. A sunny day. It's rainy today. There was a delay. You're on the road. You're tired. Let's see how they can bring the energy. This time, Sinceri goes for it. But another foul ball will send him back, and we'll do the 2-2 again.
Things just felt a little bit off today. It was raining all day. Picked up about a ½ inch of rain in the South Central Valley and in and around the Anchorage area. But the field looks great. No puddles in the outfield. A turf infield, of course. And so safe enough to play. And the thing for the Miners straight, if this game didn't happen today, it wasn't going to happen at all. The Pilots would have won the championship by default by their regular season record, which would have been a shame.
And a sham. Take off the E, Howie. 2-2. Inside, ball 3 and a full count here for Blake Avila.
Blaine Traxel with a little Irish jig off the mound that time as he thought that breaker was good enough for strike 3. Brad Polk says no. And now a head start for Sinceri. If Avila can hit a gap, Casey could score from first.
Trying to channel his frustration into dancing here. Trying to throw off the Miners and get out of the third inning. A runner on first base and 2 outs. A 3-2 pitch to Avila. Sinceri heads for second again. And that foul ball almost kills our good friend Brian. He's okay. Gets away from Avila. Sinceri heads back again here.
Brian down there taking all the pictures. Come on now. Don't hurt our guy. Really appreciate him. And the rest of the broadcasters around the Alaska Baseball League this year. Casey Roll next door doing a great job, I'm sure, on the Pilots broadcast. Jonah White for the Oilers. And Calvin Johnson for the Chugiak Chinooks.
Such a big shout out to Casey. All these guys, but Casey really helped us through a tough stretch this season. Sinceri probably getting pretty frustrated with his guy Blake Avila. Another foul ball on another stolen base attempt. But a battle here between the lefty and the righty Blaine Traxel. We'll see another 3-2. It's been so great getting to meet everybody in this fine state of Alaska. Everybody that works with these teams, like you said, Howie. And we got the chance to meet Broken Arrow yesterday. A really cool moment.
Yeah, that was awesome.
3-2 again. Swung on. This one is punched through the 6-hole. No. Camarillo snags it. No play at first, but what a miracle just to keep it deep in that 6-hole. And An infield hit here for Avila. As Sinceri broke again for the base, he stands at second easily. Now 2 on with 2 out for Alex Vergara.
What an at-bat by Blake Avila there. Ran Traxel's pitch count up to around double digits and coaxed a hit off of him. Keeps the inning alive for Alex Vergara, Player of the Year. Leads the team with 6 home runs. Leads the league with 38 RBIs. Right guy, right time for Matsu.
A first-team right field selection. A first-team Silver Slugger. And like you said, Howie, the first-team Player of the Year. Alex Vergara, the first pitch, is a fastball for a strike.
Appreciate Aunt Carol jumping in the comments. She's going to be picking me up from the Nashville airport. And, of course, Alaska Airlines is going to be getting me there. So that's going to be a ton of fun come Wednesday.
How'd mama? Another pickoff attempt, another good one, but Sinceri back to second this time. Traxel quite worried about him out there. Picks off again, but it'll remain 0-1 on Alex Vergara.
One game to decide it all. Wouldn't have it any other way.
Traxel looks back at Sinceri, dancing around at the base. Now the 0-1, swing and a miss there. Blew it by him. And it'll be 0-2. Goes back to the fastball on the outside corner. And you know, Howie, this is not what it was supposed to be. We were supposed to have 2 3-game sets beginning today. The semifinals and wrapping it up on Saturday. But instead, the championship will be decided tonight. The 0-2, swing and a miss. Blaine Traxel is rolling as he has another scoreless effort here. Another strikeout of Vergara to end the top of the third. We head to the bottom half. 1-0 Pilots.
In the top half of the third,
Trey Yanity and Howie Boxley coming to you for the final time in 2022. And hopefully we're coming to you on the precipice of a minors championship. Howie, this would be the 4th minors title in 6 tries. What a feat that would be as Chandler David. We'll try to help him get there. He continues into the bottom of the third. A called strike.
Dynasty that's been brewing in the Matanuska Sioux sits in the River Valley for 20 years.
That one's up, 1-1.
They won back-to-back-to-back titles, 2016 through 2018. Bucks won in 2019, no season in 2020. These Pilots won the title last year.
Wind up, 1-1. On the inside corner, a deceptive fastball from Chandler David, 1-2.
Looking for ABL Championship number 9. They also have 2 National Baseball Congress World Series wins.
Seguin cracks it out to first. And a nice effort by Nick Sorelli to reach down and snare that line drive for out number 1.
Only base runner allowed in this game by Chandler David. Cole Fontanelle, the home run that was sent towering over the right field wall. Just one mistake, but it's cost him a run.
And now Brian Webb, the 9-hole hitter, will stand in for his first at-bat of the night. He'll take a ball to start it. This is fun, Howie. There's that spark in the air tonight as the 1-0. Curveball will drop in, 1-1. On the hitter, Webb.
Brian Webb, 7 for 40 on the year, 175. Logan Galena also played a ton of first base for the Pilots this year, not in the starting lineup.
Now one swung on and softly on a couple of hops back to Chandler David. The pitcher tosses it to his first baseman, Sorelli. That is out number 2. 2 up, 2 down for the Pilots in the third. And now back to the top of the lineup in Ben Newton.
You know, Trey, there was an awkward moment there in that at bat between Alex Vergara and Blaine Traxel with 2 on and 2 out in the top of the third inning. Right as the pitch was coming to Vergara, the one that struck him out, the lights flipped on here at Mulcahy Stadium. There are lights here at Mulcahy Stadium, but they turn them on in the middle of a pitch, which was different.
It can't be allowed. It shouldn't be. There's scheming going on here at Mulcahy Field. Whatever it takes for a championship. By all means necessary. But hey, that's a little unsportsmanlike. Come on, let Alex Vergara see the baseball. We know he's seen it all year long. He's going to get his opportunities throughout the rest of this game. But Chandler David trying to keep the Miners in a 1-run game here as that one misses low to Newton. He had a line out back in the first. 1-0, squares around a bunt, pulls it back. And we'll take strike 1.
Trey, we get to welcome in beach ball for the first time. See a lot of those at the baseball games these days, bouncing them around.
Well, you know how I think this is kind of poetic, actually, a little crazy. I think I remember beach ball from one of our very first games. Been a while, but it comes full circle here. As that one almost did a full circle itself on the curveball. Called strike on the outside corner. Now 1-2 on the hitter Newton. David shakes it, now ready to go. Fastball away, 2-2. I wish there was beach balls here tonight. Be like Omaha in the outfield. The beach ball capital of the world. The 2-2 is just inside now.
Well, how about that baseball traditionalist that comes to the game with his needle and pops all the beach balls? That's a little violent, right?
3-2. Cracked foul into the netting. We'll do it again. I don't understand it, Howie. What does beach balls have to do with the game of baseball? How does it affect it in one way or another?
Yeah, I think that's just mean. Come on now. Now
Let
maybe
the
if
kids
it
have
hits
fun.
you in the head enough times, then maybe you're allowed
Okay,
to pop
yeah,
it.
that's fair. If you are seared by a beach ball, yes. 3-2. Swung on and rolled out to second. Now Jacob Steele on to first. That is out number 3, and the Miners have another clean inning here on defense. They will look to get it started on the other side. We head to the 4th. This is Miners Baseball presented by Napa Auto Parts. The sights and sounds of championship baseball, there is absolutely nothing like it. And there has been absolutely nothing like getting to work with Howie Boxley this year as I turn it over to him for the final time to take you through the middle innings of tonight's game.
Thanks so much, Trey. It's been a pleasure and an honor this year, sitting beside you in the booth for every game as you carry on the Yanity legacy very well, making your pops proud. And now Alex Hellman versus Blaine Traxel to start the 4th inning, a foul ball off the bat of Alex Hellman, who smoked the ball into left field his first time up, but Ben Newton was able to race it down on the gravel warning track. Alex Hellman, 16 for his first 48, 333 with the Miners this year. The 0-1. That one's outside. How about Alex Hellman, Trey? He's started nearly every game since he got here around the ad drop deadline, which is July 14th.
Yeah.
A fun day in the Alaska Baseball League, really. The Pilots added
Crazy day.
3 players, including Blaine Traxel. who brings it. Swinging a ground ball up the middle, back to Traxel. He gloves that. And underhand flips to Brian Webb for out number 1.
I've never seen a pitcher play defense so casually. I mean, it's almost like he doesn't even think about having to make the play. We saw it early in the game in the first inning. A ball was hit right back to him, hit off of him, and took a couple seconds, didn't even reach down for it. He's cool, calm, collected, and I think that's why he's had so much success today. You need that guy in the championship to come out and just throw strikes, not let the moment be too big for him.
He will now tangle with Nick Sorelli, who swings and drives one to deep right center field. That's going to send Kendall back at the track, and he reaches up, slams into the wall, and makes the catch. What a play by Caden Kendall, and hopefully he's all right in right center field.
Man, that hurts. No fun there. What a play, though. So he reached up about 2 feet in front of the wall. He's hurting. Now hunched over there. Going to get a look for the trainer, and Dave Serrano, the head coach, heading out there as well. Back up on his feet, though. He's jogging it out. Seems to be all right, but that's a scary play there. Howie came crashing into the wall. And an unfortunate break for Nick Sorelli, who drilled that baseball.
Yeah, he almost got that thing out of here, and I think that was apropos. Trey, Caden Kendall slammed into the stop speeding before it stops you sign. He's got to take the advice from the Alaska Highway Safety Office and slow down around the wall.
And now that we know he's okay, that would be a very funny video to watch back.
Jacob Steele, the batter now. Nobody on, 2 outs, 1-0 Pilots, winner-take-all championship game from Mulcahy Stadium. Jacob Steele laid down a successful sacrifice his first time up. Traxel holds the ball on his right thigh, sets in his red glove, kicks and fires. Swinging a ground ball, foul past third.
It's fun getting to see Jacob Steele in this game. Scrappy player, a guy that just does a lot of different things correctly, and a guy that had to fight for this role. We know it's been a battle. And, you know, a friendly battle. That's something we talked to Nate Rose about a couple days ago. He said there's no ill will between the second baseman, but it's been a tight race, and Jacob Steele getting the playing time here. Expect to maybe see those other guys at some point.
0-1 outside. He works at bats very well. He goes no batting glove with his top right hand. Just a grinder, which is what General Manager Pete Christopher said a lot of the guys on this team are this year. Just grinders. Those are guys he likes to have on his team. 1-1. Swinging a poke back to Traxel. He catches that out of the air.
Wow.
What a play by Blaine Traxel, who is through a 1-2-3 fourth inning. To the bottom of the fourth, Pilots 1, Miners nothing. Winner-take-all championship game presented by Napa Auto Parts. Pilots 1, Miners nothing. Bottom of the fourth inning. We're in the championship game. Trey, how did we get here?
Yeah, look at this semifinal bracket, Howie. If you had to pick it at the beginning of the season, is this what you would have thought? And now, the championship game. If you would ask me that question, I might tell you yes. This has been a fun playoffs, and like head coach Tyler LeBrun said this morning, this is what you want. 1 versus 2. The 2 teams that were battling for the pennant all season long in the championship game, and that's what we have today.
That's exactly right. Ali Camarillo, the shortstop, will lead off the bottom of the fourth inning on a cloudy, rainy day from Anchorage. Pitch from David, fastball right down the pipe for strike one. Look, these are the two best teams in the league. No offense to the other three. They were great, but Miners 27-12 regular season. Pilots 27-9. Two great baseball teams. 0-1. Swinging a ground ball. Back to David. Off his glove. He will recover. Field. Fire. And a good play by Chandler for out number one.
The Miners maybe needed a spark in this game, energy-wise. I think that's going to do it. You hear the third base dugout erupt on that play as pitchers kind of had problems fielding ground balls throughout the season. We saw a shift in that at Chugiak one night. Since then, the pitchers have been excellent, and we know the dugout certainly picks them up when they do so.
Caden Kendall, the batter now, takes a pretty pitch for strike one. Miners and Pilots. Matsu Miners, mentioned it, building a dynasty. 0-1, fastball, outside corner, strike two. Trey, how about this stat? Over the last 16 years, the Miners have finished below second place in the regular season one time. 0-2, that one's high.
That's just unbelievable. I mean, that's not the playoffs. You're talking about the regular season. You get to the playoffs, there's only 5 teams. 4 of them make it. Okay, you win one game.
1-2, slapped foul.
But this is the whole season. This is about drafting your team, putting the right roster in place, and, just kind of finding a way. The team obviously resets every year. A couple guys come back, always a couple of locals, but the chemistry and the culture that has been built here, I think, is truly what kind of drives the success. You feel like a winner when you get here, and when you leave, I think even more so. But we haven't done so yet, and the Miners trying to leave the true winners tonight.
1-2. Swinging a ground ball. That is foul past third. Truly kudos to General Manager Pete Christopher, his wife Denise Christopher, who do such a good job recruiting the team, getting the fans out to the field. One of the most well-attended summer baseball teams in all of America, the Matsu Miners, who drew over 1,000 fans multiple times this year in a town of 7,000. 1-2. Grounded foul again, and mention that stat. One time over the last 16 years, they finished in below second place in the regular season, and that means they had a lot of good teams, right? 1-2 pitch outside. General Manager Pete Christopher said that this coaching staff, Tyler LeBrun, Kyle Watson, James Dillard, his favorite coaching staff of all time, and he's been managing this team since 2004. 1-2 is how to play again. A good fight here from Caden Kendall.
I thought that was a really cool answer. And what I thought was so cool about it, that was right away. I mean, we asked him what's been the best part about this summer. What's made this team special? And without hesitation, this coaching staff. This has far and away been a dream.
2-2. Fouled off of Kendall. Lengthy at bat continues. Foul ball after foul ball for Caden, who hit a home run. In yesterday's game against the Oilers, they needed those runs, Trey. They needed every single one of them. It was a big home run in the 8th inning that gave the Pilots breathing room, made the game 4-1. But the Oilers came with a charge in the 9th. They scored a run and had 3 men aboard to start. Had bases loaded, 1 out, down 1. Couldn't come through. 2-2. That one's high. Kendall works over David and works the count full.
Yeah, I mean, you talk about drama. The Miners Bucks game yesterday had plenty of it. There was a walk-off double, but
payoff. Grounded softly left side, but it's off of Kendall. A foul ball in the batter's box as this at bat pushes over 10 pitches.
This game here, I think, was an all-timer, and it's so funny how we in this league, we kind of have to try to take in what's going on the best that we can, but you can't really be sure exactly what the score is over here. We tried to get the updates as best as we can. Just kind of had to hear about it through the grapevine throughout the day. And as we continued to get the updates, it just kept getting crazier and crazier.
Ground ball out to short. Chandler David is going to win a long battle with Caden Kendall for out number 2. As the wind really picks up here from Mulcahy Stadium, it's blowing in from left and whipping the American and Alaska flags out there, so that could affect fly balls. And now Cole Fontenelle. Chandler David has faced 12 batters in this game. He's retired all of them except one. That's this man, Cole Fontenelle, who's responsible for the game's only run and takes down and away.
Yeah, this wind is really picking up here, Howie. We had storm clouds in the area all day, and thankfully for the Miners on defense, it's blowing inward at Fontenelle.
1-0 drops downstairs. Again, this is it. If this game gets suspended before the 5th inning, the Glacier Pilots would be champions via their regular season. 2-0. Downstairs 3-0 to Fontenelle. You can tell in this at-bat, Trey, Chandler David working very carefully to Cole, the only man who's gotten to him. 3-0. Lost him on 4 pitches. That might have been a pitch around.
It may have been, and, maybe it was a subconscious pitch around. Sometimes you see a long home run hit off of you. You get a little subconscious about it. And, sometimes it's the Blake Avulas of the world that have that hidden pop, that hidden power. Cole Fontenelle is a big dude. He is a big frame, imposing when he's in the batter's box. Maybe just kind of psyched him out a little bit there, but 2 base runners on the game, both Cole Fontenelle, and nothing hurt here with 2 outs.
Thomas McCaffrey, the batter. Fontenelle, a big switch hitter, so tough to turn him around. He can bat right or left-handed. McCaffrey grounded out to third his first time up. His first pitch is a fastball away.
And, to kind of go back to it, Howie, I see we got a good Powell and Frisbee in the comments section tonight. The Miners have a dynasty on the baseball field, but that's set up by a lot of different moving parts that help the organization go. Len Frisbee, a huge part of that. Big thank you to what she does.
Runner goes, pitch is slapped into left center field. Hellman coming on, he's not going to get it. Fontenelle's going to cut the bag and head for third. He's going to make it. And the Pilots threaten here with 2 outs. Runners on the corners.
And the helmet decided to get a mind of its own there. It flies off around the shortstop, Pano. He was running hard. And Howie, it's so crazy. It almost seems like it's stereotypical to say 2-out walks always come back to bite you. But, we see it come true more often than not, I think.
Yeah. Huge chance here for Ty Johnson, the right fielder for the Glacier Pilots. 12 for 36 on the season. Bats with 2 on and 2 out in a 1-0 game. David from the stretch, the pitch. Outside, Lancia stabs at it to his left. Big spot in the game. Another low-scoring playoff game. The wind now starting to come in. The temperature dropping rapidly. It might be tough to score runs under these conditions. David kicks and brings a 1-0. Lashed out of play by Johnson off to the left. Decent crowd at Mulcahy Stadium for the championship, but the weather certainly not helping things here in Anchorage. The Miners well-traveled when the vans pulled in. We saw probably 20, 30 fans already in the parking lot awaiting the arrival, trying to watch their hometown team win a ring.
Adamant fans here.
1-1. Swing and a shot into center. Carter Young backs up. He's got room. And Chandler David works around a 2-out walk, strands 2 base runners. We're through 4. Pilots 1, Miners nothing. Matsu Miners Championship Baseball on YouTube, presented by Napa Auto Parts. Fifth inning. Pilots 1, Miners nothing. 5 innings to go for the championship. Blaine Traxel back to work. He scattered around 4 hits, but hasn't allowed a Miners run. He struck out 4 men, including the one stepping into the batter's box right now, the Miners catcher, Steven Lancia. Lancia throws the bat over his right shoulder, awaits the first pitch, which catches the outside corner. A changeup this time by Traxel. He has followed the book, mixing in his changeup, slider, and fastball very effectively, throwing all 3 at an equal pace. 0-1, fastball grounded foul. Carter Young on deck. He'll hit second in this inning. Casey Sunseri, the leadoff hitter, scheduled to bat third.
I'm getting word that Howie ate some raw salmon to celebrate the Miners' semifinal victory.
0-2, swinging a little pop. Shallow center.
Get
Coming
down.
on is Kendall. And the wind's going to hang this one up for him for out number 1.
And Broken Arrow, yes, we actually did see reindeer. It was not today, it was last night. We decided to try to get as much in as we could, knowing our time here is coming to a close. We went over to the South Butte Trail and drove right past the reindeer farm. Got up to the top of it, got to see the reindeer as well from there, but still haven't been to the farm itself. Did get to see him at least.
Carter Young bats now. First pitch swing and a shot into right field. That's going to get down for a hit. It's a start for the Miners here in the 5th.
Howie, this is a 1-run game. And the Miners lead in the hit category 5-2. They have been just fine offensively in this game. Obviously, you don't like the donut on the board, but it just takes one. That could be the one right there as we start to see the slightest little drizzle come in here at Mulcahy.
Yeah, rain beginning to fall again, so you better hurry if you're the Miners, as this game's almost through the requisite 5 to be qualified, and there wouldn't be a makeup anyway. So, need to get on the board quick, boys, as Sunseri calls time. The Miners 3-6 against the Pilots in the regular season, 1-3 at Mulcahy Stadium, but a ton of close games. I mean, when you look at run numbers, hit numbers, the Pilots barely edged out the Miners in all of them. A couple of wild games here. First pitch to Sunseri, swing and a miss. Looked for the fastball, got something off speed, tipped it into the mitt of McCaffrey for strike 1. Sunseri 1 for 2 in this game. He's now 3 for 5 off Blaine Traxel with a double and an RBI. Huge hole on the right side. And a pickoff. You know, that's surprising to me, Trey. Of course, there is a runner on first base, so maybe Seguin trying to be near the second base bag for the cover, but Casey Sunseri loves to hit the ball the other way. From what I've seen.
I know, it's a little bit different, and he loves pitches early in the at-bat. I know that's something they've talked to him a little bit about. Get him a little bit more patient.
0-1. Patient there. Takes it below his knees for ball 1.
But you know what? I think if it's your style, just run with it. We've seen so many different types of hitters in this lineup throughout the season. Sunseri at the top, he likes to get up there and hit. And, you know, it's funny, Howie. We can say this now that it's over with. Ask Chandler David, the Miners starter tonight, what's going to be the very first pitch you throw at the game? He said, I throw a fastball right down the middle every time. That's just what I do.
Yeah.
I wasn't paying close enough attention now that I think about it, but
It was a fastball off the plate. He tried his best, but,
Yeah.
you know, sometimes you get a little nervous. It's all right. He got Newton to line out to start the game.
he was thinking about his prophecy that he gave us.
1-1 to Casey, and another pickoff of Young. Young is a threat to steal. He's the 9-hole hitter for the Miners. He has 8 stolen bases on the year, and he scored 23 runs for the Miners this year. So, a quality 9-hole hitter who takes a healthy lead over at first, held on by Brian Webb. Adds a half step. There he goes. Pitch is swung on and grounded into the vacant hole on the right side. Carter's going to cut the bag and head to third. A picture-perfect hit and run for Matsu.
That is exactly how you draw it up, Howie. The second baseman drawn towards the bag. What does Casey Sunseri do? Hit it right where he was standing before. Into right field. That's 2 bases for the fastest player on the team. And now he is just 90 feet away. That would mean a tie game, and that might make things interesting as the rain begins to come on.
Small ball, the name of the game. I mean, that could not have been rolled out past second any better with the hit and run on. Of course, Carter Young breaking to second causes Alex Seguin to break towards the second base bag. Opens up the hole on the right side even more. And Casey Sunseri delivers the goods as Dave Serrano comes out and tries to pour on a monsoon. here at Mulcahy Stadium as the Miners threaten to tie or take the lead. Right guy up there, Josh Pano. He batted with the bases loaded and 1 out in the bottom of the 10th and delivered the walk-off. That's all he needs to do here. Just a fly ball into the outfield could tie the game.
Same situation, and I love Josh Pano here. When we had that interview today, first question we asked him was, what was going through your head in that moment when you got to bat? It's, can't be an easy situation. I've only done it on the wiffle ball field, and the stakes typically aren't as high there, so, it's got to be a little bit different. And he told us, I wasn't really thinking about much there. I was just thinking about my pitch, trying to put the ball in play, do what was right for my team, and that won them the game. The same thing right here would tie it.
Said he takes a deep breath when he digs into the right-handed batter's box. He'll do that right now and just try to focus on playing his game, hitting his pitch, which is a line drive. Traxel ready to go. First pitch bunt. He pushes it down the first base line. Carter Young held up, and now the ball is going to be foul as Traxel kicks it away, touches it in foul territory. That was awkward for the Miners. Almost a perfect safety squeeze there, but Young was slow to break to home.
Well, I think that was intentional, to be honest with you, Howie. I think the idea was let the ball roll down the line, act like you're not going to take the base, allow Traxel to feel like he's got the comfortable play over at first, and the second he goes to make that throw, then all of a sudden you break for the plate. Saw Carter really make a full sprint effort the second Traxel got to the baseball. He did kick it like it was the FIFA World Cup, but that was a really interesting strategy there. I like it.
The 0-1, and it set a pickoff to third. That was almost a balk. Wow, that looked odd from Blaine Traxel, who kicked his leg up and almost started to come to home there and then whipped it to third.
That is risky, especially in this league, Howie. We've seen more balks than average here.
0-1. Pano shows bunt again. He gets it down this time. Carter's coming home. Glove flip to the plate. In time. Carter Young can't believe it. Kyle Watson yelling safe, saying he slid under the tag. But Brad Polk calls him out at the plate in one of the biggest plays of the game thus far. He's retired 1-2 for the second out.
Man, that's unfortunate. You can't draw it up better, and, say what you will, but I think Josh Pano's bunt was still a good one. I think you just have to tip your cap there. Blaine Traxel just backhanded flipped that ball with his glove. He never touched it with his hand, and they still got the out. You got to tip your cap. That's an excellent play.
That was a great play by Blaine Traxel, and now Blake Avila, who's 4 for 4 off Blaine Traxel, 2 for 2 in this game, hits with runners on first and second, 2 outs, still 1-0 Pilots. Pitch to Avila. Fastball, top of the zone. I mean, that was a really good bunt by Pano. If he could go back and do it again, he would have liked to push it just a little bit more up the first base line. It was back to Traxel just a touch too much. And on a bang-bang play, they were able to gun down Young and maintain their lead. 0-1 to Avila. Fastball, outside corner, 0-2. Miners started this inning with a pop out. Casey Sunseri and Carter Young with back-to-back hits, the latter of which was a hit and run that chased Carter Young all the way to third base. He was just retired 1-2 on a bunt attempt by Josh Pano. 0-2. Swinging a fly ball sent to center field. Not going to work. Caden Kendall over. He's got it. And the Miners are out of luck here in the fifth. A play at the plate goes the Pilots' way. We are halfway home from Mulcahy Stadium. Pilots 1, Miners nothing. Matsu Miners Championship Baseball on YouTube. Bottom of the 5th inning, and a pinch hitter to start it. Troy Harding is going to take over here for Terrence Sajita, who had one at bat and grounded back to David. Troy Harding takes low for ball 1. Has played catcher for the Pilots a number of times over this season. And now gets the call off the bench. Dave Serrano the first to make a move. 1-0. Inside. Right on right the matchup. As Troy Harding tries to get something started for the Pilots, they already lead 1-0. Harding 2-0. Almost hit Harding from Long Beach, California.
Pretty surprised this is the first move in this game. This is a championship, and, we're in the 5th inning now, the bottom of it. But that's 1-0 baseball for you.
Hit .361 at Los Angeles Harbor College. 3-0. Made him throw a strike. David did. Fastball down the middle. So, Harding, pinch hitting for Sajita, who was the designated hitter, so no defensive swaps necessary. 3-1. Misses low. Leadoff walk, fourth base runner allowed by Chandler David.
As I kind of look at the clock here, Howie, gotta give a shout out here before he goes to bed. I know he doesn't go to bed too early typically, but want to make sure, gotta give a big shout out to my pops. You mentioned it earlier, but my dad has been the greatest mentor my entire life, and really to both my parents, the greatest in the world. They do not get enough credit, so just a big thank you for helping make this summer and everything possible.
Alex Seguin, the batter now. He takes high for ball 1. Yeah, great people. Raised a great son.
Well, I don't know about all that now. I'm pretty despicable.
Pick off.
On certain days.
Still light rain falling here from Mulcahy Stadium as the wind blows in softly from left field. Action down the left field line for the Miners as the pin starts to stir. 1-0. Up and in. See who's stretching out down there. Looks like Daniel Frake is stretching. And now he's going to throw on the hooded jacket again. Nobody pitching just yet. It's almost impossible to see the right field line from our angle, unfortunately, where the Pilots pin is. 2-0. Inside 3-0. Chandler David can get into stretches where he walks a number of guys in a row. He hasn't walked very many over his 29 innings this season, but another pickoff, almost caught Harding leaning. But he gets in these spurts where he just can't find the zone, and that can be a dangerous game to play.
I think that's more mental or physical.
I don't know. You would guess off the bat mental. I mean, your walks probably shouldn't be coming in a string, but who knows? Long wait for David last inning, 3-0. Inside corner and a called strike to Seguin. 220 hitter this season, 9 runs, 7 knocked in for Alex. Miners have been able to touch Blaine Traxel for 6 hits, but they haven't pushed a run across. Pilots 1 run on 2 hits, Cole Fontenelle, a solo homer, 3-1. Bottom of the zone, strike called by Brad Polk. Alex Seguin will have to head back, and the first base dugout isn't happy.
That was odd. I mean, it was pretty close right there for him to be halfway down the line, and that kind of reaction. Maybe, it was elevation-wise a little bit further out of the zone. We don't have a great angle, but pretty close for that kind of reaction.
It's now full on Seguin. See if Harding tries to do any running. Held on by Sorelli, another pickoff. Harding a few steals on this season. David attending Sam Houston State next fall. 6'3" righty. Brings the 3-2. Swinging a little flare into right field. That's going to drop in for a hit. A walk and a single, and the Pilots have 2 on and nobody out.
Howie, honestly, this is what I was worried about. More so today than anything. Just little Dunkin' Dinks that open up the door. It's kind of been the only way to beat the Miners this year.
Pitching coach James Dillard hops out of the dugout with his hoodie, crosses the chalk on the third base side. He's out to meet with Chandler David, along with the second baseman Steele and the catcher Lancia. More trouble for David here in this inning. He had 2 on and 2 out last inning and was able to get out of it. This time 2 on, Nobody out. The only scoring in this game, a home run by Cole Fontenelle, the Pirates' third baseman, who hit one a long way over the right field wall in the second inning. A solo blast. Miners have had base runners all over the place. They've left 6 men aboard through 5 innings and haven't scored yet.
Been a fun one. Let's keep it fun right here.
Brian Webb, the batter now. He grounded back to David his first time up. Miners could use a double play. They've turned 42 of them this year. This is game 41. Webb shows bunt, not hiding anything. Holds the bat out there, pulls it back last second, and takes a strike. That was one of those situations where Webb didn't actually want to bunt the ball. I mean, that was a perfect pitch to bunt. But Webb was going to try to make David throw a strike, and he did. So we'll see what happens now in an 0-1 count. Webb shows bunt again. Sorelli crashing in. Webb pokes it down the third base line. That's not going to work. It's popped up out of play. 0-2. That's just so odd to me. I mean, I get it in certain situations, but if you're Brian Webb and you're trying to bunt, 0-0 might be the best pitch you get, and you're pulling it back. I mean, really, last second on a pitch that was right there.
Yeah. So much small ball in this league. Some players, I guess, kind of forced into it here, but it's
0-2.
fun.
Has to swing away, grounds this one softly out to Steele. He's going to throw to second for one. The return from Pano, not in time. A slow roller and a fast runner in Brian Webb. So it's going to be a fielder's choice that gets Seguin off the base pass. He's going 4-6. Runner to third, runner to first, one out.
I guess your crystal ball just a little bit foggy there, Howie. We'll get an intern on that one when we can, but you know, to kind of open up on it a little bit. That's probably what I'm going to miss the most about this league. The amount of small ball that they play, small baseball. It's very traditional. A lot of bunting, a lot of sac flies, the little things done right. And, you know, defensively, it's been such a great effort all season long. Not just by the Miners, the league in general.
Chance for Ben Newton to score a run without a hit. Runners on the corners, one out. David delivers. That one. A called strike over the outside corner. I was going to say, Trey, you don't want to open up a crystal ball. So, I'm glad you opened up on the small ball instead. Don't want to crack any crystal balls around here.
I wouldn't.
That's dangerous. That's bad luck. David checks on Brian Webb over at first. Sets at the belt. Delivers. Tapped off of Newton, a foul ball. David could use a strikeout desperately here. And he's got Newton behind, nothing in 2. Newton 3 for 7 off of Chandler David with 2 walks and a run scored.
You know how we were told luck is not going to be a part of the day today. We almost have superstition coaches and Coach Watson and Coach Dilly. They keep it even keel because if you joined us last night, you heard Coach. There's no routine on a championship day. No kind of underwear backwards or 4-leaf clover anywhere. Nope.
Yeah, I walked in yesterday with the semifinals all dressed up, and James Dillard, the pitching coach, said, "What's the occasion?" Just another game. I said, "Oh, come on, get that coach speak out of here. Trying to have some fun." As the switch hitter, Ben Newton.
He said it so seriously, too.
Awaits an 0-2. Swing and a miss. Oh, tipped in and out of the glove of Lancia. Wow. That looked like it stuck for a second or two and then popped out at the last moment.
You know, Lancia, talking to Brad Polk there, the home plate umpire, for a moment, you wonder if the hitter never made contact with the ball and Lancia maybe just dropped it.
Yeah, you could hear a nick from here, so I think he probably tipped it, but it was really close. He got the thinnest piece of wood on that baseball. Still an 0-2 count, and another pickoff. Back with the dive is Brian Webb. Andrew Tillery, who we expected to see second in this game, is firing down the left field line. Another starter for the Miners. Could make his presence felt here in the middle innings. But right now it's David versus Newton. Kicking the 0-2. Fastball way high. Lancia up out of the crouch. Has to reach his arm all the way up. Full extension to catch that baseball. If one gets to the backstop here, Troy Harding might try to scramble home from third. There is quite a bit of room here at Mulcahy Stadium. Not as much as Herman Brothers Field behind the plate, but still a good bit. 1-2. Fastball high again. This time a little lower, but still well above the zone and outside. Newton's worked it back to a 2-2 count.
It's just the little things in title games that make all the world of difference. And it is just another baseball game. I think Coach Dillard's exactly right. But, you know, right there, this hitter was all but struck out. Instead, Just the slightest mistake. And now, who knows what happens?
2-2. Fouled off of Newton. The leadoff hitter showing why he's up there. He doesn't strike out very much. Just 18 strikeouts this season to go along with 16 walks and 122 at-bats for Ben Newton. He's a tough man to get.
Yeah, really not the hitter you want to have an extra chance at the plate. Scrappy. Especially with one out and a runner on third.
Another pick off as David's trying to make sure Webb doesn't go anywhere. Lancia looks over towards his dugout, which is over at the third base side. Might see James Dillard calling the pitches in this pivotal spot. The catchers called pitches for a while down the stretch, but in a big game like this, Dillard has a say every once in a while, is what he told me. Looks like he might have called that pitch right there. We'll see what it is. 2-2. Fastball swung on and slapped into shallow right field. Coming on Vergara. He dives. He makes the catch. Tagging from third is Harding. Here comes Vergara's throw. It's going to be not in time. Troy Harding slides around the tag of Steven Lancia. Kyle Watson, Tyler LeBrun fired up. That was almost an impossible play that was made by Alex Vergara.
Man. I mean, a guy that has done so many things to drop our jaws throughout this summer. He drops to the ground right there and makes one of the most impressive plays I maybe have ever seen an outfielder attempt to make their full extension, gets up, and a laser beam to home. That is just a brutal break for the Miners there. A close play at the plate, but a second run. They all count so much in these title games.
So 2 close plays at the plate. Neither one goes the Miners' way. As Harding had a good head-first slide and got under the tag of Steven Lancia, hand on the plate right before the tag was applied. A Superman effort by Alex Vergara, but he comes up just short. 2-0 Pilots. Runner on first, 2 outs. Pitch to Camarillo. A strike. The Miners still with 12 outs in this game. We will see when Dave Serrano turns to the bullpen. Blaine Traxel has given up 6 hits. Had some trouble, but no runs yet. We'll see if 5 is all for Blaine. David checks on Webb. Sets in the webbing. Fires. Down and away. Camarillo in this game 0 for 2, 2 ground outs. 1 back to David. As this is playoff baseball, Trey, things are tight. A game of inches. Everybody says that, but in this case it really is. Carter Young out by an inch.
Yep.
Troy Harding safe by an inch. That's a 2-run difference. As another pick off for Brian Webb.
And you have to give credit to Troy Harding there. You know, for as many plays that have gone the Pilots' way, it's their own doing. They have had an excellent game in all facets of it, and what a slide there to get around the tag of Lancia. The throw, not exactly on time, but it would have been if the slide wasn't great.
1-1 outside to Camarillo, called strike over the corner.
How do you respond? How do you bounce back? Offensively, of course, first and foremost, but you know, I think the answer to that would be the answer we've gotten to so many questions this season. Don't change a thing. 6 hits for the Miners, 3 hits for the Pilots. Things can turn around really quick here.
1-2. Swing and a little flare into right field. Steele leaps up. Second baseman can't get it. It's another dunk hit for the Pilots in this inning. Second of the frame. As we roll on, 2 out. Miners will send 3 big boppers up to the plate in the top of the 6th inning, starting with the Player of the Year, Alex Vergara. Alex Hellman and Nick Sorelli to follow. Sorelli almost left the ballpark in his last at-bat. Batter now is Caden Kindle, tied for the league lead in home runs, as the Pilots try to break it open here in the 5th. Pitch. Bounces up there, away from Steven Lancia. Both runners advance, 2 men in scoring position. Danger zone for the Miners.
Yeah, I might lose him here. I might just go ahead and intentionally walk Kendall. One of the best hitters in this league. You got a 4 at every bag if that's the case. Already 2 outs in a title game. You kind of have to take some risks. Don't think that's going to be the case. I think instead we'll see a new pitcher for Chandler David, but getting dicey here in the 5th. You just need it out.
Yeah, Ty LeBrun out. James Dort has already come out. He will clap his hands. David will walk off the mound. And we will get a new pitcher in this game as Andrew Tillery comes in. When we come back, we'll tell you all about him and the matchup looming with Caden Kendall. Back in the bottom of the 5th inning, Howie Boxley alongside Trey Annity, Matsu Miners Baseball on YouTube. Runners on second and third, 2 outs for 6'3" right-hander from Savannah, Georgia, Andrew Tillery, who's going to square off with Caden Kendall in a huge spot in the game. Kendall 1 for 3 off Tillery with an RBI. Pitch to Caden. Fastball, that's a strike, and that's strike 1 to Caden. There's already a ball on him. The first pitch to him was thrown by Chandler David. It was a wild pitch that skipped away from Steven Lancey and allowed both runners to advance.
There's a lot of pitchers on this team, a lot of great pitchers on this team, Howie, but when Tillery is on, he's the best of them all.
1-1. Fouled away. Tillery quickly ahead. 1 ball and 2 strikes. The numbers back up your sentiment, Trey. Andrew Tillery appearing in his 9th game. This is his 3rd relief stint. A 2.23 ERA. For Tillery, who's walked 12, struck out 23, a ton of unearned runs given up by Andrew Tillery this year as he tries to strand 2 men in scoring position and keep this a 2-run game. 1-2 to Kendall. Spiked. That one gets away from Lancia. Coming home from third is Brian Webb. He's going to score standing up. And a wild pitch makes it 3-0.
Yeah, things beginning to unravel a bit here in the 5th inning. Still a 3-run game. Still a lot of baseball left. Just got to reel it in here. This is where it's easy to kind of let things slip away a little bit. And, you know, for Tillery, he's fresh into this game. He spikes one, maybe a little bit rattled, having to pitch under the lights for the first time all summer.
2-2 to Kendall. Swinging a ground ball out to short. Pano's got it. He flips across for out number 3. Andrew Tillery yelling at himself as he walks off the mound. He wants 1 pitch back, a wild pitch that brings home Brian Webb and the game's 3rd run. There's still 4 innings to play, folks. Don't go anywhere. Pilots 3, Miners nothing. Matsu Miners Championship Baseball on YouTube. Miners have hit the Pilots 6-4, but the Pilots have outscored them 3-0. Sixth inning. Traxel back to work versus Alex Vergara. First pitch. Looked like a hanger, but Vergara was a little early, missed it, 0-1.
Man, you wonder who's going to be the spark tonight. Alex Vergara, an excellent candidate. Player of the year.
Vergara 0 for 2. Swings at this pitch, grounds it out to short. Camarillo charges, gloves it, fires across in time. Vergara running hard all the way, but retired by a step and a half for the first out. Give props to Blaine Traxel. He's had a lot of traffic on the base pass, but he hasn't allowed a run to this point. As the Pilots picked up 2 insurance runs, both charged to Chandler David, who goes 4 2/3, allows 4 hits, allows 3 earned runs, 2 walks and a strikeout for David, as an extremely costly wild pitch by Andrew Tillery, who came into the game to get the final out of Caden Kindle. Alex Hellman bats now, fouls that one away.
Now I see Danny David here in the comments sections, Chandler's father. It has been such a pleasure getting to know Chandler this summer. There's a lot of great dudes around this organization. Chandler, one of the best, just such a nice guy. Was so excited to get to see him try it one more time here.
This one popped up behind the mound. Traxel off the mound. Camarillo charges in. The shortstop tries to take over, and he muffs the baseball. That was awkward. Ali Camarillo with an error, and the Miners have a runner aboard here in the 6th.
It was pass balls, wild pitches for the Miners. Hey, maybe errors. Here for the Pilots. That could change everything. You just need one little mistake to open the door, and now you got Nick Sorelli at the plate. This guy was just feet from a home run earlier in the game.
First charge mistake of the game for either team. An E6 on Camarillo, who thought he had the pop up, but tried to basket catch it, couldn't make it. Sorelli takes a slider over the outside corner, as that one was brought back by McCaffrey, 0-1. Alex Hellman, a fast runner on first base. He has 5 swipes and 7 tries. However, the Miners trail by 3 runs, a huge lead for Hellman over there. Not going. This one is outside.
Something's got to budge.
Blaine Traxel holds a red glove on his chest. Sets at the belt. Delivers outside again. 2 balls and a strike now. Tying run on deck, that's Jacob Steele. As third base coach gives the signs over to Hellman. Be an awfully aggressive spot in the game to run, but man, he's fast and he's got a huge lead over there. Not going. Pitch is swung on and cranked out to right field. That sends Ty Johnson back. He's turning. It's at the scoreboard. Nick Sorelli with a 2-run missile shot over the right field wall. And the Miners suddenly trail the Pilots by 1.
Cool, calm, and collected. The Miners keep their heads, and they get right back into this game. Nick Sorelli, Howie, you said it last night. He is due. He is the leader on this team. He is going to step up in one of these big moments, and does so right there. Just a 1-run game, and all kinds of time left.
Listen to the Miners fans get loud as Jacob Steele takes a cut fastball for strike 1. Nick Sorelli, 4th home run of the year, RBIs 20 and 21. Scores for the 14th time, chases home Alex Hellman, 0-1. Drops in for strike 2. How big is that error on Ali Camarillo? 1 run unearned off the bomb by Nick Sorelli, the 2-year veteran who was getting hot down the stretch. You could just feel it coming in the playoffs, and he unloads on Traxel. 0-2. Out of play.
The Miners needed that so desperately there, Howie. I mean, we kind of keep a low murmur here in the booth in between innings. In a game like this, you're down 3 runs. Things haven't gone right. And, you start to get nervous. You start to get a little anxious.
0-2 to Steele. Swing and a miss. Slider disposes of Jacob Steele. 2 outs.
Not only does that put you right back in the game, but how about the momentum now? Which side of the stadium's louder? Which dugout is more vibrant? You can look down to the third base one and get an easy read on it right now. Guys are buzzing again. Let's see if they can keep it rolling.
5th strikeout for Blaine Traxel in the game. Lancia, the batter, takes outside, check swing. Paul Craddock, first base umpire, says no, he didn't. Blaine Traxel trying to work through 6 innings as the Pilots cling to a 1-run lead. 1-0. Swinging a ground ball up the middle. This one is going to find some green grass in center field. Steven Lancia with a 2-out knock, and the Miners aren't done yet in the 6th.
How cool would this be? 2-out hitting has been the Miners' brand this season, and they have a chance to continue the inning here. There's been something so unique about this team, Howie. Haven't been around too many programs, but this one has felt very unique. It's felt so special throughout the year. Something special happening here in the 6th.
Carter Young, the batter, swings at the first pitch and pops it up. Shallow left field. Coming on is Newton. He's slowing. He's got it for out number 3. But Nick Sorelli with a shock to the system. He gets the Miners on the board with a scoreboard shot. It's now Pilots 3, Miners 2. Matsu Miners Championship Baseball on YouTube rolls into the bottom of the 6th inning, presented by Napa Auto Parts. Bottom of the 6th inning, Nick Sorelli with a line drive home run in a winner-go-home championship game. A 1-game series between the Miners and the Pilots, the final game of the 2022 Alaska Baseball League. Andrew Tillery back on the hill trying to hold the Pilots right there as he will face a dangerous hitter in Cole Fontenelle, who's reached base twice in this game. He's hit a solo home run, and now James Dillard out to talk with Brad Polk about the mound, which looks a bit in disrepair right now. What's going on right there at the bottom of the hill?
Oh, no. See if we can get a better look at it for you here. This is not ideal for baseball. The rug coming up there.
Yeah, turf infield here at Mulcahy Stadium as there's no rain falling. And now the Pilots have sabotaged the mound here in the bottom of the 6th right when the Miners get to within 1 run.
This is odd.
Dave Serrano is going to ask his dugout to get something to try to repair this on the hill as the rug has come up. The Miners trying to pull the rug out from under the Pilots' championship aspirations as they trailed 3-0, but Trey now 3-2.
I love James Dillard for a lot of reasons, but, you know, he's just, this is the way he is. He's so fundamental and notices everything, anything that's going to put his guys at a disadvantage or put his guys in a situation where they could risk an injury. He is on it. He's not going to let anybody go out there and be in a worse spot than they should be. Notice that right away. And, you know, Howie, a few different types of AstroTurf here might have taken us a second, but I think everybody in the ballpark would have noticed this one. The mound, really about halfway ripped up on the front of it there, and it looks like now some, I guess, turf? What do you bring out there, rubber? There's no dirt to fill in on it.
Yeah, it's like there's a trap door under the mound is what it looked like from here, as we have a delay in the game here, a turf mound operation delay.
I don't know if I saw this one coming.
Yeah.
Maybe rain.
We are in the bottom of the 6th inning. It's Pilots 3, Miners 2. Andrew Tillery on the hill. He took over for Chandler David, who started the game for the Pilots, got 1 out and out of Caden Kendall in the last inning, but he threw a costly wild pitch that allowed the Pilots to score their 3rd run. So he's going to try to work through the 6th inning. On the other side of the ball, Blaine Traxel started the game for the Anchorage Glacier Pilots. He went 6 innings in this game and allowed a 2-run home run to Nick Sorelli in the top of the 6th inning. It's been a close game, another playoff baseball game, Trey.
This has been a really close one here, and, little things like this always seem to come out in big situations, but, it speaks volumes for the kind of guy that Andrew Tillery is, too. He wasn't even going to say anything about it. He had already pretty much finished his warm-ups on it and was just ready to get back to work. Super low-key guy, and a guy that I know is really excited to get this opportunity today. Heard a conversation maybe slightly there behind us. One of the gentlemen having that conversation is now on the field to help assist here. I believe they're looking for maybe some kind of other agent to help secure the mound in place. But this is odd. Maybe some of the apple butter from Rose Dixon would do the trick here. I see Broken Arrow getting in the comments about it. And yes, I don't think we've thanked her enough. The cookies were unbelievable. We got to try some raspberry ones the other day.
Yeah, and Trey, I think this is a great time with a pause in the game. Now we know this is the final game of the season for the Miners to truly thank everybody that we need to, which goes from top to bottom. Pete and Denise Christopher, the general manager, the coaching staff, Tyler LeBrun, Kyle Watson, James Dillard, all of their families, all of the players' families. We've really enjoyed getting to meet some of the players' families, getting to meet the coaches' families, and allowing them to share this experience with us. They've really brought us on with open arms and welcomed us into the organization, and it's just been such a blast. I mean, I could not have imagined at the outset, back on May 29th when we got here, that this would be one of the funnest 2 months of my life, seriously. And, of course, I appreciate you up in the booth spending every game with me, and it's just been a ton of fun.
It has been amazing, Howie. You said it. I mean, there's no way to describe this kind of experience. Everybody that's put up with us here throughout our time in Alaska, and it's so many memories that I know we'll never forget. And got to thank all of you guys too. There's no way we're able to get on here every night if nobody's watching us and interacting with us in the comment section like you guys do so well. So thank you so much. And one more personal shout out here, Howie. Big shout out to my best friend Chris Daughtry, along with his son Lucas down there in Tuscaloosa. Watched throughout the entire season. Did not have to stay up and do that, but really means a lot. And let's see if we can get everybody here a championship victory. But first, let's see if we can get an operational mound.
Yeah, they are still trying to fix the mound. We are in a mound in disrepair delay right now. It's 9:17 local time. This game started 30 minutes late at 7:30. It's past 1 o'clock on the East Coast. Trey said it. We thank each and every one of you for watching tonight, watching all year long. It's been a true blast. The concession stand workers, which are ran so good by Lynn Frisbee, have to thank all of them. This is a volunteer organization, Trey. Everyone who participates in it is volunteering their time up here. So truly just have to thank everybody, the host families, Mike and Cheryl Combs for hosting us, the rest of the host families, all the PA announcers, Thomas Dixon, Mikey, Wolfgang Winter, and I'm sure a number of people that I'm leaving out. Kathy with Classic Country 100.9.
No doubt. Our front office workers, Bob Plumley, Terry Johnson, just do such an amazing job.
And, yeah, you said it. Hopefully the Miners can get a win. Right now, it's 2 runs, 8 hits, no errors for Matsu, 3 runs, 4 hits, 1 error for the home team. While they try to fix this mound, we'll go to commercial for a moment here. It is the Miners and the Glacier Pilots. It's the Alaska Baseball League Championship. in 2022. We'll be right back. Craziness on the final day of the 2022 Alaska Baseball League season. A full-blown mound delay. That's right. The mound has come up, and the entirety of both teams, the Anchorage Glacier Pilots and the Matsu Miners, are meeting on that circular hill in the center of the diamond to try to fix it. We went into this delay at 9:01 local time. It's been 32 minutes now as they've rolled out a mat. They've rolled out some kind of toilet paper looking device. I mean, this is crazy, Trey. What is going on?
Have you ever seen anything like this? This is a championship game, Howie, and not just that, but this is a one-run ball game in the middle of it. We know that the lights here are not outstanding, and we know that sometimes they're not enough to cover the field. You gotta hope that this delay hasn't pushed the game too far back to let us get all 9 in. The players are having fun with it. They've kind of gotten to know each other a little bit better, I think, starting to intermingle a little bit here, but I know for the coaches and some ballpark assistants, this has been an incredibly excruciating 30 minutes. I know it has for you as well, and we appreciate you guys sticking it out there with us. I think Rick Vergara has the comment of the day here. The Home Depot music needs to come on right about now. We got to get this rolling. We got to get back to baseball.
Yeah, we do need to get back to baseball. As Trey mentioned, there are lights at Mulcahy Stadium. It's been a rainy, cloudy day in Anchorage. Temperature is now down in the mid-50s, around 55 degrees. The lights are shining. The rain is not here at the moment, but from what Trey and I have seen, the sun goes down around 10:30, 11 o'clock. It starts to get pretty dark and dusky, and especially on a day like this with the clouds, that could maybe come a little bit sooner. Of course, both these teams are going to play as long as they can. This is one game, winner-take-all championship between the top two teams in the league. The Anchorage Glacier Pilots, who finished first at 27-9, they're the host. The Miners, 27-12, they finished a game and a half out. The 2 seed, they defeated the Anchorage Bucks yesterday to get here. The Anchorage Glacier Pilots defeated the Peninsula Oilers to get here as they tried to continue to repair the mound. Trey, let's take them through with what's happened so far in this game. It started in the second inning. Cole Fontenelle with a solo home run off of Chandler David made it 1-0 Anchorage Glacier Pilots. Blaine Traxel got the start for the Pilots. He's went 6 innings. His day is almost certainly through after this delay. He scattered around 8 hits in his outing, but went 5 scoreless. The Pilots added on 2 more runs in the 5th inning. The inning started with a Troy Harding pinch hit walk. A single by Alex Seguin put runners on first and second with nobody out. A fielder's choice grounded into by Brian Webb put runners on first and third with 1 out. And then a crazy play, Trey. A fly ball sent into right field. Alex Vergara comes on. A diving stop. Makes the out of Ben Newton. Tagging from third was Troy Harding. The play at the plate was awfully close.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen 2 plays that you could argue have changed this game, Howie. Alex Vergara with the unbelievable defense, and then the throw was on time, but a really nice slide there. Got the second run in, and then it just kind of continued to snowfall downhill, or snowball, I guess would be the right word there. I'm still getting used to the Alaska terminology. We don't have much of it in the Southeast, but, you know, we saw some more 2-out offense for the Pilots. They get another run. Started to feel a little bit worried. At 3-0, Tillery did allow that third run on the spiked ball that was with 2 outs there, but the Miners come right back. Nick Sorelli is how we hold up a minute. We have a moose on the field.
Uh-oh. The Moose are out. I'm just waiting for a security guard to come in and spear him.
Maybe a Miner. This is nice, Howie. The ballpark looking for a way to provide some entertainment, and now a backflip there by the Moose.
Oh, wow. An athletic moose. I don't know if I've ever seen a moose do a backflip. That's pretty incredible.
This has got to be the ultimate species of moose here in Alaska. We've seen a few of them, and we know they're good swimmers.
Yeah.
Didn't know they could backflip there.
Never seen one do a backflip.
That's pretty cool stuff. But, you know, Howie, this game has been a true championship game. It's had all kinds of twists and turns. It's still remained low scoring, but a lot of high-action plays. Plays at the plate. Some hard-hit baseballs, a home run in this game now, and some good pitching to go along with it. We saw Blaine Traxel, like you said, dominate in this start so far. The Miners thankfully get to him a little bit there to get us some competitive baseball, but we haven't had much of it. And now you have to wonder about Andrew Tillery as well. Is he able to come back into the game after this delay?
You know, he really might not be able to. He got hot, and when we realized this delay was going to happen, of course, he started throwing more balls in the pen, but at this point, this delay has stretched on nearly 40 minutes. It started at 9:01 Alaska Daylight Time. It's now 9:38 Alaska Daylight Time, and yeah, 2 close plays at the plate in this game, and neither one went the Miners' way. A bunt attempt by Josh Pano in the 5th inning. Carter Young caught trying to come home by a nice glove flip by Blaine Traxel. Mentioned the play at the plate on the sacrifice fly. A wild pitch scored the 3rd Pilots run, but you said it, the Miners came roaring back in the 6th. A costly error on Ali Camarillo with 1 out in the inning on a routine pop-up behind the mound. Camarillo came in, called off his pitcher, tried to make a basket catch, did so unsuccessfully. Next batter, Nick Sorelli, a line drive 2-run homer out towards the scoreboard, made it 3-2. Eventually, Traxel worked his way out of the 6th inning, sent us to the bottom of the 6th. As Andrew Tillery was warming up, the turf mound came up, and that sent us into this delay on the championship game.
A unique one. And one I don't think we're ever going to forget, Howie, this delay. It's now getting closer to an hour than we would have liked it here. Like you said, it's going to be a race against the clock, against the darkness. For the Miners, that's a race they want to slow down a little bit, still trailing by a run. This could change everything in this game, Howie. Potentially for the better in the long run, but unfortunate circumstances caused a long delay in this game now, and still doesn't look like there's really any signs of things getting any closer here. They brought out a full-on Matt from the bullpen as Casey Roll.
Yeah, I was going to say, hang on, we might be close here. As Casey Roll doing all Casey, got us on the air when we had to broadcast a few games remote from Mulcahy Stadium. He might be able to go down there and fix it. He's chatting with first base umpire Paul Craddock. Calvin Johnson joined the booth. That is the Chugiak play-by-play broadcaster. He's also a part-time pitcher, part-time hitter.
Oh, yeah.
A really cool story told by Calvin Johnson, who's hanging out with his family in Alaska, really soaking in these last few days. He'll head out on August 6th, but he got an at-bat in Chugiak's final game of the regular season. He faced off with
James Shimashita.
James Shimashita, two-way player, thanks. And a 7-pitch AB by Calvin Johnson. How about that? Line out to right. He's a baseball player.
He is. What a guy. Calvin Johnson, not Megatron. Our friend Calvin Johnson. Been a reunion here tonight at Mulcahy Field. And
yeah, we're just missing Jonah.
I was going to say, just missing our guy Jay. Great getting to know him this year as well. Great getting to know all of these teams, and that's what's so cool about this league, Howie. There's so many great personalities throughout the league, and the teams themselves take on their own personalities. The Miners, the Pilots, playing in this championship game. Miners won 4 out of 6 here. They're turning their brand into a dynasty, and the Pilots right there with them. They won last year's title, looking for 2 in a row here. You know, what do you see with the future of this league? We talked to Pete Christopher earlier today. He said Fairbanks could even be a part of it as early as next year again.
Yeah, that was an interesting tidbit by our general manager, Pete Christopher. Of course, the Gold Panthers of Fairbanks, the Alaska Gold Panthers of Fairbanks, have been in this league for a number of years. They've been in and out over the years, and for a long time it's been a 6-league team, and so the front office of all 5 teams will meet come September, and they will decide whether the Gold Panthers are going to be back in the league, and that could certainly change things. You would go from 5 teams to 6. There would still be 4 playoff teams, now just 2 divisions instead, 2 3-team divisions, and that could really change things up. And Trey, the talent in this league has been on display all summer long. It's been so fun to watch. Guys develop, guys break out, guys like Cole Tozen, who maybe didn't have the best season or the season that they wanted in collegiate summer ball.
I think we have an update here from Casey. What do we got, Casey?
They're going to try to sew it on because it's wet. If they glue it, it'll slip. So they're going to try to sew it on. Getting a chance to talk with Paul Craddock. It sounds like they're trying to see if that sewing on technique will work, but if not, then it doesn't seem like there's an alternative option at this point.
Oh, no.
Oh, wow.
Man, well, we were calling all seamstress in the greater Anchorage area. We need you to come here. Thank you for the update, Casey, so much. Casey does an amazing job and a big help again, Casey Roll down there with the pilots. But that is not a good update that we wanted to hear here, Howie.
Yeah, so don't know how much you guys could hear on the headset. You could probably hear most of what he said, but he said that they can't glue the piece back onto the turf mound because it's wet. They have to sew it on. First base umpire Paul Craddock telling Casey, if that doesn't work, we might be in trouble here. And
so there's no alternative solution.
As surprising as it may be, the Glacier Pilots could win a championship on a busted mound.
I just don't believe what is going on here. The entire bullpen for the Glacier Pilots now coming onto the field. I don't know if they're trying to help or if what the case is.
Trying to kick it in.
I mean, this is just the most unique situation I've ever seen in a championship baseball game.
Yeah, this is incredible, Trey. And you know what? Let's do a little bit of wishful thinking and say that this game does continue on into the bottom of the 6th inning. Now for the Glacier Pilots, they lead it 3-2. It becomes a 3-inning game. We know that Blaine Traxel probably wasn't going to come out regardless of this, but you know that he's gone now. So for Dave Serrano, what arms is he going to turn to for the 7th, 8th, 9th innings?
I'm not quite sure here, Howie, but I think we have a good sign as the bullpen came in, I believe, to test the mound. Looks like they do have a piece on there now. Andrew Tillery and Steven Lancey are back at their posts. They're going to get tested out. But you know, Howie, I don't have a great guess for you. Casey told us before the game, it truly is all hands on deck again today. You know, Zane Barnhart, I think, would be the easy choice. He was one of the better relievers in this league. I mean, made the first league team, but you know, it's hard here. They could try to go situational. There is no minimum rule in this league. They could maybe try somebody out for an inning depending on where the Miners lineup finds itself when the time has come. There for the starter Traxel, which I'm assuming is now, but you know, just not quite sure yet. There's so many options, and that's the beauty of a championship game.
Yeah, you're exactly right, and the Miners will turn to the top of their lineup when hopefully we finally get to the top of the 7th inning. That'll be Sinceri, Pano, and Avila, and I think you're onto something. I think Zane Barnhart would probably be the guy first turn to. That would just be my guess. Keaton Fuller has been a really good lockdown setup man for him. He went 1-2-3 with 2 strikeouts in the semifinal yesterday. He could be ready to go for the 8th inning, but the biggest question to me, does Dave Serrano still have trust in Jacob King, the closer? He's been the closer all year long, kind of like Cole Tozen. But unlike Tozen, Jacob King has run into trouble against the Miners at time. He ran into big-time trouble against the Oilers yesterday, almost blew the save in that game, racked up a ton of pitches. So maybe it's a guy like Xavier Martinez, maybe Omar Serrano instead. So it's going to be really interesting to see how Dave Serrano and the first base dugout try to navigate their way through the final 9 outs of the championship.
No, it really is, and I would assume there is no Jacob King available for this game. If I just had to guess, I mean, it was all hands on deck yesterday as well, do or die, and they used him to the max.
They really did use Jacob King to the max yesterday, and right now, Andrew Tillery, yes, he's at max effort on the repaired mound. Apparently, they got the best seamstress out there as quickly as possible and sewed the mound down, and it looks pretty good right now, Trey, as Andrew Tillery is tossing. And hey, Andrew, tell him no slipping, throw it soft. We need to get this game back underway.
Yes.
So be careful, Andrew, as we are maybe about to be ready for more baseball from Mulcahy Stadium. Championship baseball between the Anchorage Glacier Pilots and the Mat-Su Miners.
And you wonder how much this is going to affect the game moving forward in a few different ways. How is this going to affect the rest of the bullpen for Mat-Su? Thankfully, we are able to see Tillery come out here, but in his case, how does this affect him? He just waited nearly an hour to come out here and pitch again, had to wait for his team to bat. Guess what? They scored 2 runs, so that took a little bit of time as well. I think Nick Sorelli might have just done a little backflip himself there, maybe just a high leap out of the corner of the eye, but this is, as Broken Arrow said, this is almost like a new game. It's still a 1-run deficit for the Miners, but that's a long time to reset, a long time to think about how everything is gone, and a long time to find a way to win a championship as we get set to finally resume this game.
Listen to the cheers from Mulcahy Stadium as alas, Cole Fontenelle digs into the left-handed batter's box, switch-handed hitter. Batting from the left side against Andrew Tillery. We're ready for baseball again, and the first pitch from Tillery is a called strike at 9:48 local time, a 47-minute messed up mound delay. 0-1. Fastball high. Surprisingly, Andrew Tillery was able to keep himself warm enough, and he's going to continue in this game.
Yeah. Hey, at least the mound got him to the very end of the season. Just needed a few more innings out of you, mound.
1-1. Down and in. 2 balls and a strike, and big shout out, of course, to all the men and women that were down there trying to repair that mound. Somebody figured it out, so we thank that person. 2-1, swing and a miss. Good fastball by Andrew Tillery. When he's got that thing playing in the low 90s, Trey, he's almost impossible to hit.
Yeah, and he's fearless, too. I mean, this is the guy that hit a ball about 400 feet earlier in the game.
2-2, off speed. Almost caught the outside corner, but just a touch out, says Brad Polk to 2-2, 3-2. Actually, the full count pitch. Swing and a miss. Fastball, outer half. Fontenelle chased it. 1 down in the 6th.
And, as we get back into play here, the momentum's kind of up for grabs. That was a really calm, quiet time. The energy's going to have to reset itself as well. So getting strikeouts like that on full count pitches and just doing the things to swing the momentum in your favor is going to be big here in the 6th.
Thomas McCaffrey, the batter now. Catcher is 1 for 2 in this game. Tillery winds and delivers. Popped up, back towards us. Trey will backpedal, but he's going to run out of room as there's a door in the way. That's unfortunate.
I'm about 0 for 20 now on this season.
Yeah, you needed to bring your glove this season. Come on now.
I brought my hustle. And my heart.
That's true. That's all that counts. 0-1. Curveball. Just missed. High. Ball and a strike. Miners defense trying to stretch it out after that long delay. Jacob Steele tapping his feet at the second base bag. As this ball is sent into shallow left center field. Center fielder Young is over along with Hellman. It's Young who catches it for the second out.
Love this response. The Miners having to wade through kind of a bogus delay there. You're playing on the road, and it's, a ballpark defect that makes you sit there for 47 minutes. They flush it. Tillery, at least, coming out here and locating. Has a lot of bend on that curveball. It's like there was no delay.
Ty Johnson, the batter now. He hits that ball hard into right field. A clean single for Ty Johnson, who's the first base runner at the bottom of the 6th. And we'll keep the line moving for Troy Harding. Troy Harding from Los Angeles, California, took over as a pinch hitter in this game for Terrence Sajita, who started it as a designated hitter. He coaxed a walk and has scored one of the 3 Pilots' runs that came last inning. Modest lead for Ty Johnson, who's 2 for 2 in stolen bases. Tillery comes from the stretch now. Kicks, brings it. Fastball right down the Old Glen Highway for strike 1. Highway that connects these 2 cities, Anchorage and Palmer, as the Miners travel 45 minutes to their south and west, off towards the Pacific Ocean. One final time. 0-1. Runner goes. Good jump. Pitch is a strike. Throw down to second is going to be late as Ty Johnson swipes his 3rd base of the year. He's in scoring position, but Troy Harding is behind 0-2.
Harding came into this game a bit later. One of the only substitutions so far, and he has already made an impact, scored a run.
It's 0-2 now on him as Ty Johnson took advantage of Tillery's long delivery to the plate. Now all he has to worry about is the batter. The 0-2. Last foul, Harding swung at that as it was entering Lancia's mitt and somehow hit it.
How did he catch up to that? That ball lightning quick out of the hand of Tillery and really hit it off the hands.
Troy's still alive. We'll see if Tillery tries to pull a string on him. He's got a good curveball, slider as well. Gets the sign from Lancia. Leg kick in the 0-2. Fastball again. Harding this time with a better swing at it. Fouls it straight back. Wind still blowing softly in from left field. Didn't bother Sorelli's ball as he cut it through the wind. Looked like one of his drives on the golf course out to the scoreboard.
Just a laser.
Two-strike pitch. Outside. Ball 1 to Troy. Big lead off the second base back for Ty Johnson as he's going to try to score on a base hit. Outfielders playing at normal depth, maybe a little deep for Troy Harding. Infield plays him straight up. 1-2. Swing and a miss. Wicked slider from Andrew Chillery. And a strikeout of Harding to retire the side. We have championship baseball once more from Mulcahy Stadium. 3 innings left to play. Pilots 3, Miners 2. Matsu Miners Baseball on YouTube. Presented by Napa Auto Parts. Top of the 7th inning, 3 innings left to go in the final game of the season. Championship baseball, Pilots and Miners, as the Pilots lead 3-2. And for the final time, I'll turn it back over to Trey Yannity.
3 to go and a 1-run lead for the Glacier Pilots over the Miners as we begin the 7th inning. A called strike to Casey Sinceri and a new pitcher into the game. Howie, what is his name and what do we need to know about him?
This is Keaton Fuller, 5'11", 170 from Fairhope, Alabama, the setup man for the Pilots.
A 1 curveball is in there for strike 2.
And a good one at that. So Dave Serrano used him in the 8th inning yesterday. This time, he goes to him in the 7th inning. I think just matchups, Trey. He wants him against the top of the order, the most dangerous part of the order for the Miners.
We saw Keaton Fuller along with Zane Barnhart, 2 guys we mentioned and that we expect to see tonight. The last time these 2 teams played is that one in the dirt now, 1-2.
This is the 17th game of the year for Keaton Fuller. He's pitched 30 innings. He's only allowed 19 hits, 8 runs, 7 of them earned, 10 walks, 34 strikeouts, and a 2.10 ERA. He's pretty good.
He has been excellent for this Pilots team, and, great bullpens. usually an easy place to look for success. 1-2, swing and a miss. And Keaton Fuller showing why this bullpen has been so outstanding throughout the year. A nasty changeup on the outside corner. It's a strikeout of Casey Sinceri. It is out number 1. And now JP, the painkiller, is going to stand in, but he's going to have to wait here as Brad Polk heads out there to have a discussion. And Howie, this is not a good look right here.
Yeah, that's not good. The mound appears to be up and out again, as that's what's caused a 47-minute delay. And this could be big-time problems, but Brad Polk is walking away. Maybe we are good to go. Keaton Fuller attends Troy University. He has pitched in 7 games against the Miners. He's had 5 scoreless appearances. He's allowed 1 run on June 21st. He allowed 4 runs in his outing on July 6th in a loss for the Pilots, as he'll face Josh Pano.
First pitch to Pano is swung on and fouled high in the air and out of play. He'll go down 0-1 here. And if you're just joining us, it has been a roller coaster ride of a baseball game. A long home run made it 1-0. The Pilots would take a 3-0 lead. The Miners would come right back with a Nick Cirelli home run to make it 3-2. Is now what? Fastball that misses high on Pano. Now 1-1 the count. And then in the bottom of the 6th inning to start it, a 47-minute delay to repair the turf on the mound. Miners got 3 outs. They now hit in the 7th. The 1-1 with 1 out and nobody on. Swing and a miss. Wow, that fastball really jumping out of the hand, blown by him there again.
Yeah, Keaton Fuller with a deceptively fast fastball as he's the first reliever out of the pen for the Pilots. Blaine Traxel pitched 6 innings, 8 hits, 2 runs, 1 of them earned, 5 strikeouts. He's in line for the win if the Pilots can hold on.
The 1-2 now. Just got a piece of it off the hands. Pano does a nice job there to stay alive, and we'll see another here.
Yeah, Broken Arrow getting in the comments, as she has been all season long. Great to meet her yesterday. She says, Pilots mound, Pilots pitch. Yes, the Miners need to get some runs in a hurry to turn this thing around with how crazy this has gotten.
The 1-2. Pano gets a 1/4 inch of the lumber on maybe just an 1/8 of one on the baseball. He fouls it off to stay alive there. Battling with Keaton Fuller. And the Miners have out-hit the Pilots in this game. They have 8 hits. The Pilots just 5. And 1 error for the Pilots as well. To the Miners, none.
In that game that Fuller allowed 4 runs in, Pano hit a homer.
No, he's not going to here. Swing and a miss is a strikeout. 2 up, 2 down, 2 strikeouts here to begin the 7th inning. And another nasty off-speed pitch away to nab Josh Pano. Can't do that to Blake Avila, as he is a left-handed hitter. He will stand in that left-handed batter's box where the 2 strikeouts went down of Sinceri and Pano. So he comes up with nobody on and 2 away.
Fuller looking for his second straight playoff 1-2-3 inning, as he did that yesterday with 2 strikeouts in the 8th against the Oilers.
First pitch is a fastball, a called strike in the top half of the zone. Avila, power hitter in this lineup. And at this point in the game, it just takes 1. The 0-1 now. That is called strike 2 as it just crosses the outside corner. And now quickly down 0-2 is Avila.
Fuller trying to fix that hole on the turf mound as they tried to repair it, but it's quickly coming up again. And for the Miners, dangerous here, as another mound delay could just be the end of the game.
And the end of their season. The 0-2. Swing and a miss. And not only has Avila lost the at-bat, but he has lost his bat as well. It goes flying down the first base line. That is the end of the 7th, the top half. We head to the bottom stretch time here at Mulcahy Field. 3-2 Pilots, Miners Baseball on YouTube. Well, our worst fear has come true here again as we're back under delay. The mound coming up again. The Miners still in the field here. There is hope. And hopefully this repair won't take nearly as long as they've had at least one round to try to get it figured out. This is round number 2. We join you for the bottom of the 7th inning. 3-2, the Glacier Pilots lead the Matsu Miners. This is the 2022 Alaska Baseball League Championship game. From Mulcahy Field, Trey Yanity and Howie Boxley had so much fun taking you through it tonight, and we hope we can take you to the end. What an unfortunate way this would be for such a magical season to come to an end, but we won't talk like that. It looks like there's at least less worry and not as much ripping this time from what it seems, Howie.
Yeah, Keaton Fuller looked just fine. He struck out the side in relief of the Miners on this disrepaired mound. I mean, this is just almost unfathomable. I mean, they say it, it's a cliche, it rings true most of the time, but you watch a game, you go to a game, you see something, you have the potential to see something new every single time. This in a championship, certainly a first.
And Tyler LeBrun there, you can barely see him at the top of your screen, but I think he did what just about all Miners fans are doing right now. Took a look at his watch. What time is it? How long do we have to mess around here? Because the longer this goes on, the less light you have. And we do have lights at the ballpark here at Mulcahy, but from what we've been told, sometimes those are not even enough to allow baseball to continue.
Hey, the lights are looking pretty good right now, I have to say. They have 4 of them stretching out beyond the outfield fence, and maybe 4 more, I think, 2 on each side. So 8 stadium lights here at Mulcahy Stadium. They're shining down brightly right now. So the way I see it, Trey, we have to go till midnight, 4 Eastern.
Yeah, I mean,
why not?
I don't see,
We've had a long, arduous, fun season so far. Let's just take it all the way and play a thriller, and, of course, hope the Miners come out on top.
Yeah, I mean, close it out the right way. I don't know if we have any Pilots officials, Mulcahy Stadium officials listening right now, but hey, I mean, these lights, they're impressive. They look great. I don't know what you guys are talking about. Got to finish this one out because this is the championship. All the marbles on the line. The Miners this year, 27-12, 15 games above 500, as they just missed out on the pennant. But they got a win yesterday in semifinal number 1, defeating the Anchorage Bucks.
What kind of conversation do you think is going on down there between Dave Serrano, Paul Craddock, Brad Polk, and Tyler LeBrun?
You know, I think it's more technical about the turf itself, to be honest. They keep pointing, looking that way. Now, Pete Christopher, the general manager out there, usually has final say on matters as such. And how about this, Howie? Some Miners out here trying to become better pitchers. It looks like we have even an umpire. And Casey Sinceri now, Vergara doing the catching, of course. And I don't know, Jacob Steele maybe has some mound in his future.
Now, let's see this delivery.
Oh, here we go.
Wind. Look at that. A little pause in the action right there. That's going to throw off the hitter's timing for sure.
Smooth.
Little leg kick wobble. I mean, he's flexible with his legs, Jacob Steele. We've seen him do the mule kick out at the second base bag on those doubles, and those are impressive. So, you know, who knows? In a game that might last 2 days, maybe Jacob Steele gets an appearance.
Yeah, why not? Hey, maybe they'll let us get an appearance at some point, Howie. Oh, look at this. We got a double umpire crew now. Cole Tozen goes out there to get him a better look. Oh, wow. I think somebody just got struck out down there, Howie.
Yeah, it looks like the Casey Sunseri might have umpiring in his future. That was a pretty good strike 3 call right there as they continue to try to repair the mound at the center of the diamond. Bottom of the 7th inning. Championship, a 1-game series. This is it. The winner of this game wins it all in 2022. The Glacier Pilots clinging to a 3-2 lead with 2.5 innings left to play. And the mound trying to cling on for dear life and give the pitchers a fair landing spot and avoid injuries.
Yeah, this is, not something you want to play around with. But it's so unfortunate because it's something that you should never even have to think about. At a baseball game?
Yeah, it's odd. The infield here at Mulcahy Stadium, very unique. It is turf, obviously, a multicolored turf. It almost looks like the field was put down in sections, like they put down one section, then a couple of years later they put down another section, as you have about 4 different colors of turf. And then you have the mound, which is circular turf, but it has this mat-like feature on top. Looks like, as Kay Watson is saying in the comments, that maybe it's been patched a number of times. And in the final game of the 2022 regular season, it unfortunately has taken too much abuse and is having problems here.
Yeah, I mean, for the stakes, this is just not what you want. Maybe that's why such precise care is being given to the situation, because this is the title game. This is everything on the line here, but...
Yeah, I mean, look, win, lose, or draw, neither side wants this. The Pilots don't want to win a baseball game like this. Of course, the Miners don't want to lose a baseball game like this, but of course the pitcher's safety is first and foremost, no matter how much each player wants to play this title game. And maybe we have another fix. We'll see how long it lasts, as this delay is hopefully not going to take as long as the last one, which was 47 minutes. This one started at 10:04 local time. It's now 10:12, so just an 8-minute pause in the action thus far. And hopefully we can get back to baseball.
This game, with the delays now, just over 3 hours. I guess we had the pushback. We had a delay before the game even started, so still a bit under it. And,
yeah, somehow.
Yeah. MB Alaska, excuse me. The great comment there. Great question that I'm excited to answer. Yes, there is still all kinds of Miners fans down there.
Miners fans are loyal.
They've been
Trey,
amazing tonight.
Anybody who climbs all these mountains around here and calls them easy, they have to be able to stick out a baseball game that hasn't even gone 3 hours yet. Come on.
Yeah,
They're not going anywhere. Championship on the line.
It truly is one of the most passionate fans in the world, a Matsu Miners fan. And, the 7th inning stretch, at one point in the song, you're supposed to mention a certain team that you want to win. And I heard Miners even louder than Pilots at Mulcahy Field. Impressive.
Andrew Tillery trying to recomplete his warm-up tosses, as this delay again on Andrew Tillery, who, think about this, Trey, Andrew Tillery has been in this baseball game for an hour and a half. Andrew Tillery was put into this game an hour and a half ago at 8:45. He's still pitching somehow, so that's a testament to his regimen and how he's able to keep his arm loose and ready to go.
Oh, yeah. And now Alex Seguin will lead it off. He squares around a bunt, a fastball, misses upstairs, and now 1-0, and we are back to it again here. An 8-minute delay in baseball in the bottom of the 7th. The 1-0. That one, similar spot, a bit lower, though, at the letters. Called strike 1, and an even count. From the wind, swung on and hit in the air to center field. Carter Young to his left, a long run. He is going to slide and make the catch. And another web gem from the outfield tonight. 1 away.
What a difficult play to make after that long delay. Carter Young, legs cold, comes in full sprint, slides, and a defensive diamond for Young out in center.
Had a beat on it and makes a really nice play there. Now 1 down. That's going to bring up Brian Webb, the 9-hole hitter. He takes the ball upstairs to start. Lower strike zone tonight as we try to get reused to it after all the time off. The 1-0 now. That's a strike. Tillery picking up the pace a bit as he works into his 3rd inning here. The 1-1. That one is going to drop in there for strike 2. Webb, the first baseman tonight. The 1-2. Just got a piece of it into the seats, and he'll remain alive.
This is a game that has had a ton of reset points, Trey. Of course, the Fontenelle home run, the 2 extra runs added on by the Pilots, the Nick Sorelli homer, the 2 mound delays. How can teams push through that?
That one swung on and hit in the air, this time to left field. Alex Hellman is going to call for it. He camps under it, and he is going to make the catch for out number 2. The Miners and Andrew Tillery retire 2 in a row to begin the bottom of the 7th. Ben Newton, the top of the lineup, comes up again with 2 outs and nobody on. And Howie, if you're a Miners fan right now, clock kind of becoming your worst enemy in this situation. An inning count, just 6 outs to give. So they try to rally. They just need a run. Trailing 3-2 in this game. The windup as Newton squares around a bunt, but he's going to pull it back and take one in the dirt. 1-0.
It's hard to say who these delays favor, really. Pilots, of course, lead. The Miners trying to catch them, but Miners had some momentum before the delays.
1-0 is swung on and driven in the air to center field. Carter Young back on it, now in. He's going to hold up as he reaches up and makes the catch for out number 3. 3 flyouts here in the bottom of the 7th will get the Miners to the plate in the 8th. Another delay. Let's hope that's the last of them. This is Miners Baseball on YouTube. The Miners come to bat in the top of the 8th inning, and now Alex Vergara comes to bat as the Miners trail it 3-2. Keaton Fuller remains on the mound as that one is going to miss inside. And Howie, in between innings there, a really nice update from our friend Hutton next door on what all is going on down there at the mound. Specifically is the 1-0. That's called strike 1 on the inside corner.
Yeah, Hutton, one of our friends upstairs, and also takes part in maintaining the field for the American Legion teams. Not for the Pilots, though. They're supposed to have their own crew. Maybe didn't have one this year, which is obviously unfortunate.
As the 1-1 is swung on and hit back up the middle off the glove of Fuller. Somehow is going to manage to get that throw off to first. And a sliding effort at the bag by Brian Webb is out number 1. How, Howie? Sometimes it's look what I found.
Yeah, I thought that was going to stick in the glove of Keaton Fuller, but then when it didn't, he was somehow able to stay with it. His throw was wild at first, but Webb was able to sidestep, avoid the runner, and hold on to the bag. But Hutton next door doing all kinds of mound work. I don't even know what he said. They threw things underneath, they zip-tied it, and hopefully we're good to go.
From the stretch, Keaton Fuller, the first pitch to Alex Hellman, lined into left center field. That's going to get down for a hit, and that's what you need to start a rally. Alex Hellman, a single, and 1 on with 1 out now for Nick Sorelli.
The Nick Sorelli. The Sorelli who's gotten the minors on the board with a homer. The Sorelli who's just missed another one. The Sorelli who's hit a single. He's 2 for 3 in this game. He's red hot. He's the veteran, and he's up in a huge spot in the 8th.
The Sorelli is getting another big opportunity in this championship game. 1 on, 1 out, and a pickoff to first. Hellman's back. Yeah, all kinds of zip ties, Gorilla Glue. The whole rut of it here is time is now called.
Alex Hellman again, talked about it earlier, a threat to steal. 5 for 7 in stolen bases, gets a huge lead on the right-hander Fuller.
Another pickoff, and Hellman is back again now.
That's the lead you want, Trey. The one where you're just far enough off the bag to dive back. It's not a close play. Hellman has that lead.
Yeah, still very aggressive. Maybe the most aggressive, I don't want to say base runner, lead getter, as time is going to be called this time by the catcher McCaffrey. Going to go out to visit his pitcher here for a moment. But it really gives you an advantage. So long legs, he's able to do that.
Yeah, he really is able to do that. And longest lead on the team. Like you mentioned, he gets out past that circular cutout, which is about one of the largest leads that you'll see anybody get is to that circular cutout. And he goes a step past it sometimes, as now McCaffrey is called time. He's meeting with Fuller. Head coach Dave Serrano's out of the dugout. The whole infield is in, as the Pilots might be making a call to the bullpen right here on the left-hander Sorelli. We'll wait and see. Looks like left-hander Isaac Ontiveros is tossing down the right field line. One of the 3 new additions at the ad drop deadline, and they might want to bring him in to face Nick Sorelli, as Dave Serrano takes a long time on the mound here, and he might make the point as soon as Brad Polk gets up there.
Yeah, for a second there, I thought it might have been some kind of ailment for Keaton Fuller. He gets 3 strikeouts in his first inning, comes out, gets an out here, and allows a base hit, but I guess situational conversation there, and, maybe a pep talk even.
Yeah, this is a huge situation in the game and a huge decision by Dave Serrano to leave Keaton Fuller in right on left on Sorelli, who's got the hot bat right now.
The first pitch to him. Tries him on the inside corner. That was awfully dangerous, but he gets a strike.
Sorelli right there, probably looking fastball, got something off speed that hung up in the zone for a long time, but not the speed he wanted, so he laid off.
A pickoff attempt to first again is Hellman's back in time. Kind of scares you out there with the lead, but like you said, he leaves just enough time. And now the 0-1 to Sorelli. Fastball on the outside corner. It's called strike 2. Close. And now 0-2 on Sorelli.
Huge lead for Hellman.
The 0-2. A bit upstairs. That'll make it 1-2 here on Sorelli. That was close again there, but gets the call.
You can see the light shining down. It's almost like a spotlight on Nick Sorelli right now in the left-handed batter's box.
Trying to be the spotlight player. The 1-2. Fouled away. Just missed it there, a bit under it. He'll stay alive, and we'll do the 1-2 again.
Good cut that time by Nick Sorelli, just a tick late. As the game really slows down here. Pressure moments in the championship, 8th inning.
The 1-2. Pick off again here. We'll wait on it.
Hellman, a very aggressive base runner. He has been picked off, though. Massive lead over there. He adds another half step to it. I mean, he is way out there.
He represents the tying run in this game. With 1 out here in the 8th. The 1-2. Poke down the line. Foul again. Into the seats again. Sorelli battling with Keaton Fuller. All kinds of movement down there in the Pilots' bullpen.
John Taveras was tossing. Xavier Martinez is walking around down there. It's a party down the right field line.
Why weren't we invited? 1-2. Swing and a miss. Tipped into the mid and out of it.
That was huge.
That is big.
Didn't stick in McCaffrey's glove, and Cirelli gets a swing on the house.
You just need any little inch you can get here. In a close game, that means this much. Cirelli gets a break, and now the 1-2. Swing and a miss that time. He got him. A nice curveball, and Cirelli gives him a nod there. Keaton Fuller, nastiness, and it is out number 2.
Fourth strikeout for Fuller. He's faced 6 batters. Now the inning rests on the shoulders and the bat of Jacob Steele.
The Miners down to their final 4 outs on the season, but they have the tying run on first base. Keaton Fuller will pick over, and Hellman is back again.
You know, I'm shocked, Trey, by the size of Alex Hellman's lead. A guy who's really fast, that he's not taking off. It's almost like if you're getting a lead that big, why not go?
First pitch to Steele. Fastball away. It'll be 1-0. Yeah. Maybe the timing isn't right. Maybe he hasn't been given that green light.
He's for sure got a huge lead. If Steele gaps one here, he'll try to score from first.
And a run on contact, 2 with 2 outs now, the 1-0. Fastball. That one gets the outside corner, now 1-1.
A lot of room down the right field line here. Not very much room in foul territory, though, as it gets thinner and thinner as you head towards the pole. If Steele could shoot one that way with some side spin.
The 1-1. Thought about it. But he's going to lay off and take a strike. Belt high, and it's 1-2. Miners down to their final strike here in the 8th inning. 2 outs, a runner on first base, and a 3-2 game. All the marbles on the line in this one, the 1-2. Fouls it into the dirt, and Steele will stay alive.
Steele's so good at this, Trey. He gets behind and counts 0-2, 1-2. He shortens up. He just fouls it away. He knows that his job now is just to keep the line moving. He's not a home run guy anyway. If he can just shoot one through an open hole like the one on the right side of the infield, the Miners would be in business.
The 1-2 again. That one's in the dirt. It'll be 2-2. The man of steel continues to battle. Works it even. Steven Lancia stands on deck. And Carter Young will follow him. The 2-2. Swung on and grounded up the middle. Camarillo lays out for it. His throw to second is not in time. Everybody's going to be safe. Another brilliant effort defensively for Camarillo to keep it in the infield. But a fine piece of hitting by Jacob Steele put it in the perfect spot behind the second base bag. And a half-effort toss is over the head of the second baseman Seguin. First and second with 2 outs for Steven Lancia.
Did exactly what Jacob Steele does. Shortens up, puts the ball in play, and even the Gold Glover of 2022, Ali Camarillo, couldn't make that play.
He has made some impressive stops tonight, but Hellman on contact gets to second base. 2 on, 2 out, the first pitch to Lancia. In the dirt, blocked up there by McCaffrey. Tried the fastball, he misses, 1-0.
Miners have doubled up the Pilots in the hit column, 10-5, but they trail where it counts with 4 outs to go.
Keaton Fuller from the stretch here, the 1-0. That one's upstairs, now 2-0 on Lancia. And time called here, this might be the night for Keaton Fuller.
Will be. Dave Serrano's already been out once, so he's going to be forced to make a pitching change here as the Miners looking for a rally in the valley.
We Alaskans like to ride hard, but we also work hard for our ride. That is why RC Detail offers our monthly detail club so that you can keep that showroom shine inside and out all year round. RC Detail is the only G-Technic certified ceramic installer in all of South Central Alaska and are trained pros in the art of paint correction. Go to rc-detail.com to learn more because your vehicle deserves the best. RC Detail, it is all about the details. And I thank our friend Robbie and RC Detail for supporting us all season long. Go give them a visit, guys. Great work over there. As the Miners trying to tie this game up in the 8th inning. This is Championship Baseball on YouTube. 3-2 your score. 2 on, 2 out. New pitcher into the game. It is Xavier Martinez. You've seen him start. Seeing him in a relief role now. He will face Steven Lancia in a big moment in this game. From the stretch, the first pitch. Fastball, it's strike one. Now 2-1 the count as Lancia had gone up 2-0 on the pitcher Keaton Fuller before the substitution was made. He will be charged to Fuller's line. And now the 2-1. Fouled off. That'll even it up at 2-2, and Lancia, who had worked up in the count, with a new pitcher in the at-bat now quickly. 2 strikes on him to Martinez.
Xavier Martinez, a flame-throwing 6'2 right-hander from San Diego who's produced a 1.53 ERA.
2-2 into the mitt off the tip. That is strike 3, and that is a big third out here in the 8th. The Miners strand 2 on. They trail it by 1. We head to the bottom half. Miners Baseball on YouTube. The bottom of the 8th inning. This is Matsu Miners Baseball presented by Napa Auto Parts. The 2022 Alaska Baseball League Championship game. We begin the bottom of the 8th inning. It is 3-2 Glacier Pilots. The Miners unable to break through there in the top of the 8th. They still trail it by 1. They have doubled the amount of hits that the Pilots have had tonight. Unable to cash them in, though. As Andrew Tillery somehow able to stay in this game. He is on the mound for the 4th inning of work now. Not 4 full yet, but he is able to continue here. Really big for this Miners bullpen. He's up 1-0, and he's going to step off.
Andrew Tillery has had to deal with a number of delays in this game. 2 of them caused by the mound, which looks to be in pretty good shape now. Our friend next door really knew what he was doing with those zip ties and all that rubber and whatnot that he threw underneath. As Ali Camarillo bats against Andrew Tillery, Steven Lancia meeting his right-handed hurler atop the hill. Tillery, really good stuff for the Miners. At times has had trouble commanding the baseball, but so far in this game, no problems besides one pitch, a wild pitch that right now has brought home the potential winning run.
Yep. Look great, though, Andrew Tillery. Outside of that, is 1-0 is swung on and slapped out to left. This ball is driven deep. This ball is gone. Ali Camarillo has made it a 4-2 game here in the bottom of the 8th. The last thing you wanted to see for the Miners in this title game. Not over yet, but that one hurts here in the bottom of the 8th. Still a 2-run game at 4-2 is going to be Caden Kendall, the league leader in home runs. Standing in, a 1-0 count to him as that one misses upstairs. Another miss, 2-0.
Huge insurance run tacked on by the Glacier Pilots. Ali Camarillo hits his 3rd long ball of the year.
2-0, swing and a miss, 2-1.
Now the question becomes, what is Dave Serrano going to do in the 9th inning? Of course, the Pilots still have 3 outs to add on here.
That one is swung on and driven high and deep in the air to left field again. This one is back, and that one is gone. Alex Hellman almost pulled it back, but instead, it is 5-2 Pilots, and now things getting real here in the 8th inning. A season that has been so special for so many different reasons is on the line right now.
You could hear the third base dugout chirping after Ali Camarillo's first home run. They said, let's get greedy now. Let's get greedy now. And Caden Kendall went out and hit his league-leading 7th home run, 2nd of the postseason.
5-2 Pilots. Towson time. We'll tell you about it when we return. Matsu Miners Baseball presented by Napa Auto Parts. It is time to rally. It is time to reset at Mulcahy Field as the Miners and the Glacier Pilots deke it out in this championship game. A new pitcher onto the mound, Cole Towson. He replaces Andrew Tillery. Back-to-back home runs. In the bottom of the 8th has made this a 5-2 Pilots lead. And the 0-1 is going to be called strike 2 here on the outside corner. Nobody out in the inning still.
Towson time from Mulcahy Stadium.
That one's up and out now, 1-2.
Cole's been so good all year for the Miners. 20 and 1/3 inning for Cole, a 2.66 ERA. He's saved 7 games.
That's in the dirt. Now 2-2.
Talked about it in the semifinal yesterday. One of the most pleasant surprises of the year. A guy, not very good numbers in college, but now he's pitched his way onto Lamar College after the season.
As Fontenelle fouls it off of Lancia. It'll remain 2-2.
Works quickly, fastball, curveball, change up for Towson, and man, that 12-6 is pretty good.
It is nasty. Tries the fastball though, and we'll get a ground ball, a foul one, down the first base line.
Give the Pilots credit. Their guys came up and did the job. Ali Camarillo and Caden Kendall teed off on Andrew Tillery over the left field wall, and they've extended their lead.
2-2. Swung on and driven out to right this time. Vergara didn't have to move much, as that liner is going to reach his glove for out number 1.
Still 3 outs for the Miners, who will send up 9-1-2 when they take their final turn in the 9th inning.
And a speedy 9 at that in Carter Young. But you need 3 runs now to tie and 4 to go ahead.
Could be Xavier Martinez, who just recorded 1 out, or maybe they go to Jacob King. Who knows?
Towson, first pitch, a swing and a miss from Thomas McCaffrey. It'll be 0-1.
Pilots trying to go into takeoff mode now. I mean, why wouldn't they? They're already up 3. It's just house money at this point.
0-1, swung on, and that ball is launched to left field again, and another home run if it's fair, and it is. My goodness. 3 home runs in the bottom of the 8th as the Pilots begin to break it open here at Mulcahy.
Get ready for the landing strip. My goodness. I don't know if that ball's come down yet. Off the bat of Thomas McCaffrey as the Pilots just crush the Miners here in the 8th inning.
3 out of the last 4 hitters have now hit home runs. The inning started at 3-2. The score now 6-2, but I love this from Cole Towson. Right back to the mitt. Got to reset. Got to keep your head in there. First pitch is a miss to Ty Johnson, the right fielder. And the 1-0 is going to miss away now. 2-0 the count. From the line, Towson working quickly. His 2-0 is away. Now 3-0 the count. And 2 out of 3 of those home runs, no doubters. As that one misses upstairs now. Ball 4 on the hitter Johnson. All of them to left field. Hellman, quite an effort. At the second one, almost pulled it back. Now a runner on first base and 1 out here for the Pilots as they continue to hit in the bottom of the 8th. Towson, the runner goes. That one's in the dirt. Lancia scoops it as throw down. A 1-hopper that skips off the glove of Steele into center field. Backed up nicely there by Pano. The runner will remain at second with a stolen base for Ty Johnson.
Second stolen base in the game for Johnson.
Troy Harding, a substitution in this game. He scored a run. Hits with a runner in scoring position now, the 1-0. That's a called strike. This game's not over, Howie. There's still an inning to be played. You can't give up in a championship game. But now a 4-run deficit. Tozen's going to step off. He wants a new sign. What a special season, though. Any way you draw it. As that one's fouled out of play, it'll be 1-2. There's no way to describe how close this group has gotten and some of the memories that have been made up here, but let's hope there's one more in store, as that'll be called strike 3. A nice pitch by Tozen, a fastball there will retire Troy Harding, and now 2 outs in the inning. I'm going to bring up Alex Seguin.
Storied legacy for the Miners, originally the Valley Green Giants. Switched over to the Matsu Miners in the early 80s to get out of control of the Fairbanks Gold Panners.
As that one's going to miss away now, 1-0.
And ever since then, they've been the class of the Alaska Baseball League, but been outmatched in this game as the Pilots look for their 2nd title in a row.
1-0 is going to miss downstairs now, 2-0 the count.
But anyway you draw it up, a special season, 27 wins in the regular season, nothing to scoff at. Great coaching, great players all around.
2-0 is a called strike on the outside corner, and our good friend Calvin Johnson, he's got the right idea. Come back in the 9th inning. I think we got one in store here for you, CJ. 2-1. That's called strike 2. Another corner pitch and another hit there. Evens it up. Tozen looks back the runner and now delivers. That one swung on and rolled out to short. Pano forehands it, throws across his body, and a nice one for out number 3. The Miners will have one more chance to come back in the championship. They trail it 6-2 as we head to the 9th inning. Don't go anywhere. Miners baseball presented by Napa Auto Parts. One more chance for the Miners in 2022. Carter Young is going to lead it off here in the top of the 9th inning. 6-2 Pilots. This is it, Howie. As Young squares around and pulls it back, though he's going to take a strike. Xavier Martinez remains on the mound for the Pilots as he looks to close it out. The third baseman Fontenelle in at the corner. And now the 0-1 is going to miss away. 1-1.
It's been strike after strike for Xavier Martinez, who attended Cal State University Northridge with head coach Dave Serrano this past season.
And now the 1-1. Swung on and softly hit into left center field. It's looping. It is going to be caught. As it sticks up just long enough for Ben Newton, the left fielder, to come on and make the play for out number 1. Now back to the top of the lineup and Casey Sinceri.
Thought for a moment the Miners might have a bloop to start the inning, but it was not to be as it hung up just long enough for Ben Newton. 2 outs left now, but Top of the order coming up in Casey Sunseri, who has a 2-hit game.
Just can't lose hope here for the Miners. Got to try to find a way. The first pitch, a fastball, and that's called strike one. Bit upstairs, but it hits the string, and now 0-1 on Sunseri. Fontenelle backs up for him. The 0-1. Curveball away. No, that one hits the corner. Wow. 0-2 on Sunseri. Now down to his final strike here quickly. From the stretch, Martinez, fastball, got him. Swing and a miss. And now the Miners are down to their final out of the 2022 season. Josh Pano is who they're going to turn to. What a season it has been, Howie, no matter how you draw it. So many memories, so many fun times here in Alaska. Let's see if the Miners can keep it going for a little bit longer. The first pitch to Pano, a fastball, and a called strike.
Josh Pano, one of the best players for the Miners this season. Highest average, 315.
0-1, curveball, swing and a miss. And now the Miners down to their final strike in this championship game. The 0-2 from Xavier Martinez to win a championship. They're going to have to wait on it in the dirt. Skips it there. Anxious on the mound as he pats his chest. It's 1-2 on Pano with 2 outs and nobody on. Blake Avila on deck if we get there. Martinez. The 1-2. Swing and a miss. And the Anchorage Glacier Pilots are the 2022 Alaska Baseball League champions.
Congratulations to the Pilots on the top of the World Series champions.
For the second year in a row, the Pilots will take home the crown as they defeat the Matsu Miners 6-2 in this championship game. 3 runs, 3 home runs in the 8th inning seal the deal as the confetti will rain here again in Anchorage.
Tip your cap to the Anchorage Glacier Pilots on an excellently played season. They won the regular season, and they won the championship as they downed the Miners to 3 home runs. Really did Matsu in this game, but you were alluding to it, Trey. A season that is not one to scoff at for the Matsu Miners, one of the best regular seasons in the history of Matsu Miners baseball, which is a storied history, and they fall just short here in the final game.
Cannot tip their hats too low tonight. It has been an incredible journey for these Miners. They have had ups, they have had downs, they've had many battles, and overcome a lot of things throughout the year. And I think ultimately, Howie, they've gained a whole lot of friends that they're going to have for a really long time. So, unfortunately, that is the end of this season. The Miners going to remember this one for a while.
It's an excellent point, Trey. I mean, summer baseball, really about building bonds with each other and coming closer together. That's what the guys have said all season. Do they want to win a ring? Yes. Did they want to win this championship game? Badly. But for the Matsu Miners, the season and the story of a lifetime to get to spend the summer in Alaska playing baseball for one of the most storied franchises in collegiate summer league history, and a group that really bonded over the course of the season, and that's players and coaches included, families and friends from around the Alaska Baseball League. And of course, we have to thank each and every one of you for tuning in every game, staying with us, Trey and I, and we've just really had a blast calling it all and bringing it to you all year.
Cannot thank you guys enough. Like you said, Howie, Pete and Denise Christopher, cannot thank them enough for this opportunity. Everybody that has helped us along the way, to the Combs for having us, for all the host families for making this possible, everybody that runs our concessions, and everybody that comes out and has a smile on their face while supporting the Matsu Miners. Until next time, for Howie Boxley, my name is Trey Yanity. What a season. A season we will never forget. as the Glacier Pilots are crowned champions of the Alaska Baseball League in 2022. Have a great night, everybody. We'll see you soon.